And welcome to the 74th Montana East-West Shrine Game here at Dallas Stadium in Billings, Montana. Coming to you live at the top of the hour. My name is Tom Wiley. This is Greg Upham. And Greg, we are back.
We are back. And how about a big shout out to Bruce Parker, who is supposed to be here tonight. I'm filling in for him. Bruce, we hope you're getting better at home.
And of course, last year the game did not happen. COVID-19 shut down the Summer All-Star Series. So the players who were selected last year didn't waste the summer. They did something pretty incredible in Butte, Montana.
Butte's Tommy Malott grew up watching the Shrine Game, and when he received the Christmas Day call that he was selected to represent the West in 2020, it was a dream fulfilled.
Oh, it was pretty awesome waking up and hearing that you got selected to the Shrine Game. I know a lot of people that were in it when I was, going through high school, so it was a pretty big thing.
But by now you know how that story turned out. One by one, the COVID-19 pandemic shut down state basketball, then spring sports, and eventually the entire summer all-star schedule.
He was disappointed, but we were heartbroken. It was devastating. Just so many things they weren't able to have, and so it was sad.
Worse than not being able to play was what it meant for the Shriners Hospital in Spokane. Over the last decade, the Montana Shrine Game has raised over $1 million for children in need of medical care. No game means no money, until Malott and the other Butte players decided to do something about it.
After that, I really thought about it because I had some free time, no sports, nothing. Talked to my parents a little bit, and they said that, Butte's had some success, and it's, they've been to a couple different cornhole tournaments, and they've really enjoyed them, and they've made pretty good money. So
they planned a cornhole tournament with modest goals, hoping to raise $10,000. But the Malotts quickly realized there was no shortage of generosity in Butte.
When the Dennis and Phyllis Washington Foundation said that they would match the up to $10,000, we thought, well, we have to for sure make $10,000 now, because then that'll be 20. And then Town Punt jumped in $6,000. Gilman Construction jumped in $5,000. Jordan Contracting another $5,000. It really just goes to show what Butte can do when they want to do it.
Between the tournaments, a silent auction, and complete strangers handing over checks, the Butte Shrine Game participants raised nearly $60,000 for the Shriners Hospital in Spokane.
$60,000 won't cover a ton, but it'll definitely cover, hopefully a couple families, helping as much as we possibly can.
I'm so proud of them all. I mean, those boys were so amazing, and that just really touches me, and we're very proud of them and all of them.
And that story is going to come full circle tonight when those kids from Butte are going to be on hand between the first and second quarter to present a check to the Shriners Hospital.
Tom, I attended the parade today and saw the 2020 players. It was bittersweet. I felt bad for them, but there's so much excitement in Billings tonight. I mean, we are ready to start, and so it should be magic in the Magic City.
Yeah, lots to go before kickoff. We'll be right back after a break. Welcome back to Dallas Stadium for the 74th Montana East-West Shrine Game. We are quickly approaching kickoff. Well, you've heard from me. You've heard from Greg. We'll go down to the sideline again for the third member of our broadcast team. It's John Miller. John?
Hey, thanks, Tom. I can't tell you how excited I am to be here at my first Shrine Game. Fans are trickling in here at Dallas Stadium, and they're expecting a full house tonight. That's something West head coach Dane Oliver said he's excited to see. As you know, they didn't have many fans in the stands for their 2020 championship season over at Missoula Sentinel. And speaking of head coaches, there's more to the connection between Oliver and Fitzgerald than just coaching this game here today. For this year's East-West Shrine Game, the connection between East head coach John Fitzgerald from Red Lodge.
Junior says he's coming right at you today. That's what he told me.
And West head coach Dane Oliver from Missoula Sentinel.
Guys will come from behind and punch it. Here we go. Ready?
Goes back a few years. Both coaches were players on the Montana Grizzlies 2001 championship team.
And that's about 20 years ago now, but John Fitzgerald's a great football player and a tremendous football coach. So it'll be exciting, to go against an old teammate, and it'll be a fun week.
For Fitzgerald, he actually played in the Shrine game in the late 1990s. Back then, the game was in July. The Red Lodge head coach remembers the scorching heat, but the weather in Billings this week was pretty similar, with temperatures hovering near 100 degrees.
We ended up losing, but it was a great game, great week. Hot, you know, in July is usually hot. Well, this week is kind of modeling that too. So, but great experience and some relationships that last forever.
Coming off a 2020 AA state championship with the Spartans, Oliver is excited for one last ride with a few of his now graduated seniors, but also to coach some of the best players in the state.
They are your AA state champions for the first time since 1972.
It's one more chance to coach a tremendous group of kids who are great football players, but most importantly, great people.
In practice this week, Fitzgerald has kept things simple for the East.
Offensively, we're going to try to open it up a little bit, and that defensive line is, 3 or 4 of those kids are going to the Cats and Grizz, so it's difficult to run the ball on them.
Oliver is hoping to see a packed house for the 74th annual East-West Shrine game after COVID-19 robbed high school football of them in 2020. But most of all, both coaches are excited to raise money for the Shriners Hospital.
It's excited for the game, but also it's an opportunity to make an impact on some people's lives who are maybe a little less fortunate than we are.
The fact that you get to coach the state's best players, being a part of a great cause too, you know. Proceeds of this game go to the Shriners Hospital in Spokane. It's a humbling experience.
Now let's see which one of these national champions comes out on top on the field today. Tom?
Hey, thanks, John. When we come back, we'll take a look at one of the people who makes this Shrine game for such an incredible cause. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back to Dalis Stadium. The Montana East-West Shrine game is a fundraiser for the Shriners Children's Hospital in Spokane, and they brought in 2 patient ambassadors to keep the message and to keep the goal in focus. Mitch Laggy introduces us to one of them.
For 74 years, Montana football players from the East and West have battled it out on the gridiron in the longest-running game of its kind, all for a purpose: to help the Shriners help children.
Our mission is to go out and find kids, and it's difficult. You're surprised at how many people don't realize what the Shrine Hospitals can do for you.
Ron Swenson is the chairman of the Albee-Du Shrine Hospital Corps in Billings, a group whose goal is to find kids across eastern Montana who could benefit from the world-class free medical care at the Shriners Hospital in Spokane, Washington. Lexi Emineth from Laurel was one of those kids. She was 16 when she was referred to the Shriners for scoliosis. After surgery, recovery, and a year of school, Lexi was hit with the news that she had hip dysplasia in her right hip. Again, she required surgery, one that had a tougher recovery than the first.
I was kind of going up there thinking that the back one was the hardest one, but the hip one definitely was, just because I wasn't able to walk on it at all. But people there, they were awesome. They got me through it. It was like they were part of our family.
Lexi was told that if she didn't have the surgeries for her back and hip, she could have been in a wheelchair by the age of 20 or needed a hip replacement by her 40s. Lexi is now 18 years old, happy and healthy.
The Shriners, they're here to help you. If you are in need and you do need help, then they're here for you.
Her dad, Kevin, said his gratitude for the Shriners' help was hard to express.
I tell you what, just the feeling of greatness when you got people helping you like they do is unreal. When you see a kid walk out of the Shriners Hospital with a glow, you know they did it right.
Well, that was Lexi. We'll have a chance to meet the second Shrine Patient Ambassador as well, Grant Heaton, later on in the broadcast. But while we got a moment, let's take this opportunity to take a look at the teams for both the East and West in the 74th Montana East-West Shrine game. And we will start with the East offense, the skill positions. And at running back, Jay Jetmore, Red Lodge, Gavin Mills of Fairfield, a wide receiver, One of your two Class A quarterbacks, Carson Hunter and Marcus Whitman, Miles City and Billings Central, respectively. A couple receivers in the Eastern A as well. Jaden Venable, Jack Waddell. Ben Britton out of Calgary will not make the trip due to travel restrictions. Another wide receiver out of Billings Seniors, Jackson Berkeley, Brock Ping, Jamin Medlock, Jackson Willems, Sloan McPherson, rounding out your skill positions.
There's some power and speed in there, Tom, and we'll see how it goes.
All right, let's take a look at the East offensive line. Some beef up there. Coulter Bama of Fairfield playing center. Pierce Mortensen of Malta, one of those Northern B kids. John Brown of Bozeman. He'll play at Montana Western. Connor Olshak of Laurel. Jesse Chapweski of Miles City. They're your tackles. Thomas Kleps, a state wrestling champion of Billings Senior. Corby Mann of Red Lodge and Jaden Hoff out of Billings West.
Great mix of small school, large school. Be interesting to see how they come together.
All right, let's take a look at your East defensive line and linebackers. And this is the group that we had circled on the roster. Luke Fedek of Bozeman, Kellen Dietrich of Havre, James Oakes of Laurel, Brooks Talbot of Bozeman, Riley Waters of Sydney, Derek Damjanovich of Billings Central, Paul Brock, Billings West, Coulter Bales of Laurel, Ethan DeRouche, wrestling champ at a Great Falls High, Jaquan Booth, Billings Central, and Mason Phipps out of Glasgow.
2 words, Tom. Blue chip.
These guys are some Division I prospects. All right, moving on to the East defensive line, defensive backs, rather. Levi Torgerson, Eli Abey, Connor Murray, Brady Lang of Bozeman, Johnny McCluskey of Billings Senior, Junior Bergen of Billings Senior, and Cayman Evans.
Highly talented. One player can change a game. Junior Bergen.
That's Junior
Billings
Bergen.
Senior.
Absolutely. All right, looking at the West offense. At quarterback, a couple of AA guys. Missoula Sentinels, Dayton Bay at running back. Cormac Ben of Big Fork. Cole Truman, Dillon, Jaden Clement of Hamilton. Dexter Tedesco, Helena High. Flint Smith of Whitehall. Tolter Janicaro of Missoula Big Sky. Johnny Reeser, Dillon, Gunnar Smith, Eureka. Zach Evans, Helena High. And the big tight end of Dubuque, Jake Olson.
I think you're going to see Coach Oliver and his staff spread these players out on the field and see if East can catch them.
All right, how about the West offensive line? Looking at those guys, tasked with slowing down that East defensive line. Lucas Thacker, Columbia Falls, Rocco Bakari Glacier, Duncan Richardson from Frenchtown, Hudson Vegaron of Hamilton, Tyler Burrows, Hamilton, Ty Reha from Butte, Judson Selsker from Helena High, and DJ Jackson out of Butte High.
They're going to have their hands full today, Tom. We'll see how they handle that East defensive line.
Moving down to the West defensive line as well. Gino Leonard, this is a guy out of Missoula Sentinel, those state AA champs. Tell Arthur, Carter Lake, Tyler Little, Soren Searoot, Riker McElmurray, Toby Veldkamp, Aiden Lead, Brian Holland, Luke Benson, Dylan Smith, and Preston Medish.
Soren Searoot may be the best defensive player on the field tonight. And Gino Leonard from Sentinel, old school, downhill, and angry.
One more group to look at, the West defensive backs, and we're going to take a look at them. Jace Fitzgerald, Michael Hupp, Jace Kluswich, TJ Roush, David Lowry, Ben Swanson, and Donovan South.
One player to watch in particular there, David Lowry, may be considered the best defensive back in the state of Montana. And Jace Kluswich, speed.
All right, we'll keep our eye out for him. There's some action on the field. Let's go down to the coin toss.
You guys swing around.
That was a year ago, right, Tom? Okay. Excuse me.
I like it.
It's exciting, isn't it, here?
It sure is. Just the fact that we're back here after what these kids have all gone through over the last year and a half, it's pretty incredible that, we're moments away from kickoff with All right, we will be right back with kickoff of the Montana East-West Shrine Game, 74th edition, right after the break.
The following is a special presentation of MTN, the Montana Television Network. Welcome to the 74th Montana East-West Shrine Game from MTN Sports.
Welcome Welcome back to the 74th Montana East-West Shrine game. We are inching closer to kickoff. Teams are on the field, huddled up, getting ready for some special teams action. But, Greg, you said it. There's magic in the Magic City. We are back. We are ready to get this thing going, and we have some of the best in the state going head-to-head.
You know, this is the first time the Shrine game's been this early with the sunsetting or the canceling of the Mondac game. There are more players here, and there is more excitement, and there is a lot of talent on the field tonight.
Yeah, talking to the coaches, they basically had everyone they selected for these teams show up to practice. We're going to send it down to John Miller on the sideline for a quick report before kickoff.
Yeah, Tom, we're about 38 seconds until we have kickoff. There was some rain that just came through. It almost ruined that magical day that you were just talking about. But otherwise, it's perfect. It's about 81 degrees, zero wind down here, maybe a little windy. But these players were practicing 3-a-days, 2-a-days, in 100-degree heat this week, Tom. And, you know, some players even told me they were sleeping in dorms without any air conditioning for this 100-degree weather. So, you know what? These guys are going to get ready to go. The atmosphere down here is just absolutely crazy. Let's get to it, Tom.
Hey, John, thank you so much. It really weeds out the best of the best, you know, the folks who can put up with the elements in the dorms, on the practice field, but they made it through the week. They're here. We're getting ready for kickoff, and it looks like Jackson Berkeley, a Billings senior product. He'll be heading to Montana Western to play basketball next year, setting to kick off to the West receivers. It looks like back to receive, I do believe that is number 37. Diving south and alternate. He gets through, breaks through at about the 15-yard line. And that's where the West will start their first possession.
Yeah, and I think that's indicative of what's going to happen tonight. That is a big, big shot. Wow, you could feel that up here, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, there's always that misconception that, you know, they hold back in these all-star games. But I think just given where we've been, they didn't get a chance to play last year. You know, some of them are trying to set the stage for their college careers. That's not going to be the case tonight.
No, not at all. So the line tonight, Tom, is can West offensive line handle East defensive line?
Yeah, here's a first look at that defensive line. We have Dayton Bay out of Missoula Sentinel under center. He's looking for a receiver on the left side, throwing deep. But it's going to be long and incomplete to Cole Truman out of Dillon.
You know, Levi Torgerson on the coverage, too. A great coverage. Levi Torgerson, an all-state player in 4 categories, and then special teams on top of it. I mean, this guy's got it all.
Yeah, Levi Torgerson actually played in the Montana-Wyoming basketball series last week as well. So it's been a busy couple weeks from him in Billings, Montana. All right, it's 2nd and 10 for the West. Dayton Bay still back there. Just a selfless quarterback. Dane Oliver, head coach of the West, head coach of Missoula Sentinel, those state champions. Couldn't really speak highly enough of him. A man in motion, and he goes to him. Jace Kluswich, another Sentinel product. A fast kid, can't get the edge, and he's brought down for no gain.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to see a lot tonight. Coach Oliver's going to try and get Kluswich on the outside. He's listed as a defensive player, but you can see when you have the fastest kid in the state, and he plays fast, he's going to touch the ball.
That's right. Jace Kluswich committed to Montana, played 3 years at Frenchtown before transferring to Sentinel. Caught 5 passes and a team high 61 yards and 2 interceptions in that state championship game against Billings West. All right, 3rd and 8. Bay from the shotgun, 2 receivers split wide, 3 receivers rather, and he fumbles it. The snap is a little off. He escapes the pressure, and he just off the fingertips. Good coverage by the East defense.
That was a great coverage by that corner. I couldn't get the number, but he drove on it hard. I think that was Gavin Mills out of Fairfield. He jumped that route, and they know how to play football in Fairfield.
Oh, no doubt about that. A number of state championship appearances, including this year. Finished runner-up to Manhattan in just an incredible ball game. But what a season from the Fairfield Eagles. All right.
Talk about 2 dangerous returners. Torgerson and Bergen, both of them can open up the game. And so who do you kick to? Maybe none of them.
It doesn't seem fair, to be honest with you. These guys are both all-state, all-conference, all-world returners. And, well, you kick it short, it rolls past the 50, and the East is going to have some pretty good field position for their opening drive of the game.
They really are. And again, you know, anytime you have a defensive line like East is playing with tonight, if you can get teams in 2nd and long, 3rd and long, that's what they want to play, and that's what they ended up doing there.
Very dangerous. All right, looking at the East as they line up, it appears to be Marcus Whitman, the Billings Central quarterback, lining up under center for the first series.
You know, the East 2 Class A quarterbacks and the West 2 Class AA quarterbacks. So it'd be the A's versus the AA's tonight.
I do like these inter-class rivalries, too. You know, you can kind of settle some of this stuff on the field. Who's got the better athletes? Well, we'll take a look here. Whitman takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and he passes it to, well, who else is it going to be? That's Junior Bergen, and he didn't do much with that, but boy, you got to watch this guy. We'll be calling his name frequently tonight, if you ask me.
Yeah, and I think if we can get a replay on that, you're going to see maybe the best defensive player in tonight's game, Seaverud out of Sentinel, and he can take the perimeter away, and he did it right there.
You saw in Seaverud, one of the Western AA defensive MVPs with those Sentinel guys. They kind of had a clean sweep of some of the honors handed out at the end of the AA season, and it's no surprise. I mean, Dane Oliver basically had a super team out there. There are 5 Division I commits, I think 6 or 7 college players on that West team, and we are going to take a look at this replay.
Yeah, you watch Seaverud play. He'll be the outside linebacker here coming up. You catch it late, but you can't outrun him. And that's Bergen going on the outside, so that's speed on speed.
Yeah, that's the matchup that I think the East wants, at least getting Bergen to the outside, but Seaverud playing well there on defense. All right, here's the snap. They find Bergen once again, 2 straight times, and he does what he does best, makes people miss, works his way close to the first down marker. Looks like he might be about a yard short, but what a play by Junior Bergen. We're seeing him already.
And who's on him right away but Seaverud, but Bergen breaks the tackle. So, you know, when you're dealing with athletes of this caliber, it's going to take them a little bit of time to get going, but you just saw maybe the best defensive player against the best offensive player, and that time the best offensive player won, Tom.
It does seem like every time Bergen touches the ball, he's a threat to do something incredible with it. Every week during the season, we saw all kinds of highlight reel plays. And he stays in there. He's split out wide. 3 receivers for Whitman here.
It's a dangerous down for a defense.
Rolls out, fake the handoff, and he finds Jack Waddell. Jack Waddell out of Laurel.
Well, that was executed very well for 1 week of practice because that's timing. You're rolling to your left, throwing with your right hand. You can see him. Quarterback does a great job here rolling out. Watch him as he picks up. As we pick up the replay. This is not an easy throw to throw.
Yeah, moving across the field over your body. But Jack Waddell, we'll see his name quite frequently tonight as well. He had just an incredible season for the state A champion Laurel Locomotives. He had 3 touchdowns in the state championship game against Billings Central. So this East wide receiver crew doing damage already as they get the first down. And Whitman hands it off. It's going to be Jaden Metlock of Billings West, and he is moving that offensive line. Gain of about 6. That'll bring up 2nd and 4. We're going to look at this one again as well.
Yeah, this is just big on big. This is mano-a-mano. This is right up the middle, and he does a nice job of running the inside zone play. And the East offensive line, look at that wedge block up front. Yeah.
Yeah, Jamin Medlock committed to Montana Tech. Now, he's kind of a well-traveled person. Lived in 6 different states. Born in Arizona, then South Dakota, Nevada, Utah, and Michigan. Ended up in Montana, and I know he's excited about it. And Montana Tech's excited about him suiting up for the Orediggers next fall.
And Duncan Richardson from Frenchtown got a hold of him at the line of scrimmage, and then he went on a little ride with him. So.
Offensive line holding up so far for the East.
Again,
offense.
2nd and short.
Uh-oh. Looks like we got a timeout for the East. We're going to stay right here.
You know, talking to Coach Fitz.
Okay, actually, we are going to go to break real quick. We'll be right back with more from the 74th Montana East-West Shrine game. We are just under 12 minutes left in the first quarter. We'll be right back. And we are back at the 74th Montana East-West Shrine game with the East threatening deep in West territory. There's Whitman taking the snap, and he hands off to Jack Waddell. Nothing doing, though. Nice play from that West defensive front.
Yeah, Jamin Medlock is playing that inside linebacker position, stepped up and stopped that. Brings up a 3rd and short. You know, talking to Coach Fitzgerald before the game, Tom, they practiced 2 and 3 days a week, except they didn't practice 3 times when it was 108. You know, so you can
I think
imagine
they
how
actually
warm
went
that
to the
is.
pool that day, and I know we've seen some video of some belly flops and stuff as we take another look there. Who's in on that? Duncan Richardson. What a hit, filling that gap.
Nice job.
Yeah, Medlock's a big dude, tough to take down. All right, 3rd and short here. Big play for the East offense, and they hand it to Medlock, and he works his way, but he is going to be brought down by Zach Evans out of Helena High. The future Montana Grizzly gets to him, drags him down around the line of scrimmage. No gain.
That's a big play, too. He gets a little bit, he reduces himself inside, makes himself smaller, and slips through. Gets right through and makes a play behind the line of scrimmage.
So that will bring up 4th down for the East team, and it's decision time for Coach Fitzgerald. This is an all-star game, though.
He has a great kicker.
You do have a great kicker.
He really does, and he was talking about it earlier.
Okay.
But he decided not to. You know, offensive coordinator, offensive coaches, they don't like to kick. They just don't like to.
You know, and I feel you got to give a show for the fans as well. Might as well go for it when you have the talent that you have. There's Whitman, and he pitches it inside. It's Medlock, and he breaks the first down play, and he is going to be brought down right around the 20. I like that play.
That's a great play call. Just a little bit inside shuffle pass, and if they set it up very well. So I guess maybe not practicing in that 108-degree weather was the right pick for Coach Fitzgerald, his team.
No
Gives
doubt
him a
about it.
Little Red Lodge flip there.
All right, we're going to take one more look at this. There is that flip to Medlock, turns upfield.
I'll tell you, I'm impressed with the East's offensive line. They are handling West's defensive front pretty well.
Yeah, a lot of talents on both sides of that, those in the trenches there. All right, so now that brings up 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line. And they're staying with the guys who started this series. There's Whitman looking over the middle. Oh, almost picked off by Jace Fitzgerald out of Dillon. The future Montana State Bobcat wishes he could have that one back. He had both mitts on that football.
And that may have gone for 6, too. So
yeah, he is a burner. I know he runs track as well. Yeah, we're going to take a look at that.
Step right inside.
Oh, he tried to pull it in. It just did not work.
Yeah. Might be the Aaron Billings. You know, Dillon, it's a little bit higher there, so ball might have been floating a little bit slower.
All right, 2nd and 10 now. You got Padraig Lang and Jack Waddell split out wide for Marcus Whitman. Medlock right beside him. Waddell goes in motion. Throw it over the middle, finds the fullback, or the tight end rather, and that is your 6-man representative, Sloan McPherson of Savage. Comes up limping, but that University of Montana commit records his first catch of the ball game, and it's a big one.
That's a big guy out there, 6'4", 245. He might be the biggest guy in Savage.
I think so. They breed them well out in Savage. There's been some good ones. I know Ryder Rice, former Rocky Mountain and University of Montana star. He's probably the last guy who went to the Grizz for the Warriors. But I watched McPherson play in the 6-man All-Star game, and boy, he had himself a ball game. All right. 3rd and about 6. Scrambling is Whitman. He escapes the initial pressure, but he's going to be wrapped up and brought down by Geno Leonard. You mentioned him earlier, and that's the kind of thing he does.
Yeah, it is the kind of thing he does, and his scouting report on him is he is really a downhill linebacker, meaning that he's going to come at you quick.
Yeah, that's your State AA Defensive Player of the Year from Missoula Sentinel. 43 total tackles, 10.5 tackles for loss this year. And since it is 4th and 6, it looks like we're going to get our first field goal attempt of the night. Jackson Berkeley kicked it off. Jackson Berkeley doing the honors. The snap is kind of bobbled. Levi Torgerson picks it up. He's looking for somebody. He's escaping. He's getting good coverage, and he throws it towards the end zone. And Junior Bergen with an incredible catch for an East touchdown. Just a broken play. Oh, boy, but there is some laundry on the field we are seeing now. Nonetheless, I don't know if that takes away from the effort from those incredible players.
I'll tell you what, Tom, that's backyard football with 2 of the most dangerous backyard football players that can play.
We mentioned it when they were back lining up for the kickoff. These guys are incredibly adept at doing incredible things on the football field, and even if this doesn't count, which it looks like they're moving them back, yeah, that was just a fun effort. Fun play to watch.
That's one where mom calls you for dinner when it's over, right?
Yeah, we're going to take another look. What was the call? It looks like potentially a block in the back. Okay, they're lining up for a field goal again.
38-yard attempt.
38-yard attempt for Jackson Berkeley, and he's got a leg. It has the distance, it has the accuracy, and the East is on the board first in your 74th Montana East-West Shrine game. Jackson Berkeley punches it through. It's 3-0 East with under 8 minutes left in the quarter. We'll be right back after a quick break. All right, and we are back at the 74th Montana East-West Shrine game. The East on the board first. It's 3-0. West will try to answer as they get ready to line up for the kickoff. But, yeah, that was a fun drive to watch.
You know what? Interesting, Tom, as this is unfolding. Now, Coach Fitzgerald, Red Lodge, I'm sure they like to run the ball. They throw the ball. They have great athletes up there. But he punched West in the nose. He really did, and they were effective running the ball. So yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I like the mix on offense there. I think that was a well-scripted first drive. But the East team has won 3 straight in this series. Of course, there wasn't a game last year. So at the banquet last night, the West head coach happened to say, we definitely would have won last year. So they say they're trying to go for 2 straight. If you can believe it. But should the East win, that would be 4 in a row. And the last game in 2019, the East won 28-20. That one was an instant classic. All right, and here we go. West back to receive. Takes a bounce, goes towards the end zone.
Wow, did that bounce right for East?
Yeah, that looked like Jace Kluswich again. I mean, not much you can do when you're kind of playing from in a hole
and
there.
He almost, it looked like he almost thought for a second he was going to kneel it down, but it took him in, and if he would have done that, that would have been 2 points in the ball back.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. All right, so let's see how the East can respond, or the West can respond, rather, to the East on their second drive of the ball game.
I think West really wants the ball on the perimeter. Let's see if they can get it there.
Looks like it. They have 4 wide. Dayton Bay in the shotgun once again. And remember, the West has some incredibly fast receivers, playmakers all over the field. Bay escapes the pocket. Can't escape. Neil Daly, Billings West. No surprises there.
You see the flush, though, from the defensive line. That's a force out. Here you can see him have to flush out. He wanted a little more time. This is the question mark. Can the West offensive line hold on to the defense? And right there, they couldn't.
Yeah, who is that in the backfield? It does look like Paul Brott, number 55.
Paul Brott going to the Bobcats.
That's right. So 2 Billings West guys coming up big on that play. There's Bay with a little screen pass to Seaverud, or rather Kluswich.
Again, who's in the backfield? If we take a look at this again, you're going to see Brott again. Bay's probably saying, hey, guys, there's 55 is back here quite a bit. Can we do something with him?
Paul Brott, of course, committed to Montana State. He's got 2 brothers who played for the Bobcats as well. Mitch was an offensive tackle. He started 50 games. That's going to be a tough record to break for any of those Brott boys. And then Wilson played tight end. All right, it is 3rd and 6 for the West team. Dayton Bay once again in the shotgun. That defensive front for the East just pushing through. The pressure was in his face, and he could not find Cormac Ben out of Big Fork.
They can't handle Brott.
No.
I mean, that's 3 times in a row. And, you know, Coach Oliver does want to get that ball on the perimeter, but they have got to do something with Brott if they're going to do anything offensively.
Absolutely. 6'3", 240-pound future Montana State Bobcat. His grandfather, Dick Brott, played basketball, was drafted by the Boston Celtics back in the day. Dad Kurt played basketball as well. But, yeah, just a monster season for Brott. Here it is, 4th and 6, lining up the punt. Junior Bergen and Levi Torgerson once again. Those guys are dangerous. The punt is off. Catches in the air. Ooh. And that takes another friendly bounce for the East. And they're going to take over at the 28-yard line.
You know, 3 plays in a row, Brott is in the backfield before the quarterback day can even set. So I'm sure the offensive line for the West coach, our West offensive line coach, is sitting down and saying, all right, we need to have a plan. I would assume they're probably going to have to roll Bay now. Yeah. They can't let him sit back there because they can't handle his defensive front.
There's
but
no chance.
As you said, too, Thomas, when you look at this East defensive line, Fedek out of Bozeman, MSU, Dietrich out of Havre, Montana, Skogen out of Sydney, undefeated wrestler, Brott out of Bozeman, going out of West, going to Bozeman. And then Bales and DeRouche, 3-time state champ. And I don't even know if he's been on the field yet. So
Yeah, I know he had a number of football offers as well, but chose to go the wrestling route. But, yeah, that's a tough line to stop. Now, if you take a look at your screen, periodically the number will show up for the telethon for the Montana East-West Shrine Game fundraiser. And as we've mentioned in the pregame, just an incredible cause that this whole game is designed around, just raising money for the Shriners Children's Hospital in Spokane. We'll have a lot more to say about that as the broadcast goes on, but there's that number, 1-888-333-558-2182. 2nd and 4 for the East team. Whitman again looking for a receiver just over the head of...
You know, if that ball would have landed, David Lowry, I talked about him earlier, may be the best corner in the state. He's got great coverage, and, you know, great corners will sit and bait the quarterbacks to throw. They won't look like they're covered up. That's looked like what he did here. Laid him up and then bang.
Yeah, taking a look. That was Jackson Berkeley, the 6'4" guy heading to play basketball at the next level. Can't quite get to that one, but yeah, what a heck of a play by David Lowry.
Big third down here.
Yeah, Lowry heading to Montana Tech as well. Good academic guy as well, all academic. Just had an incredible season for the Helena High Bengals. Big third down. There's Whitman, hands it off. Shoots ahead, going to be short of the first down marker.
Look at that power. I mean, he's hit at the line of scrimmage. He takes him forward. I think Coach Fitzgerald's going to go for this.
Yeah, that's Brock Ping out of Billings Central with the carry there. And it looks like it. Why not? Well, it didn't quite work the first time. They settled for a field goal, but when you're at 4th and 1 and you got that kind of beef up front, might as well go for it. I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing, but they bring in big Jaquan Booth for the short yardage situation.
He
fumbles the football, coughs it up.
I think they're saying he was down.
They said they called it dead.
He may have gotten the first down with that.
Did they give it to him?
I don't know. No, they're
close.
putting back the other way.
Yeah, that's good. No, they gave him the first down.
Oh, little Chicago Bears
I love
play
it.
right there,
kind of
man.
the fridge, all of the fridge. We're going to take a look.
Okay, this is 200 and a lot of pounds coming at you with the ball in your hand. Check this out.
Wow. Yeah, he is listed at 5'11", 315 pounds. He was down before that ball popped out.
He was down.
To the replay,
it was probably a good thing he was down, because if he hit someone else, they might have just knocked him out.
Yeah, we were talking to Coach Fitzgerald before the game about Jaquan Booth, and he says when you shake his hand, your entire hand just gets enveloped. He's that big of a human, but he can move, and I love that he's a fan favorite. He's a team captain on this team, and they gave it to him in a crucial situation. There's Whitman going deep to the corner of the end zone, but just out of reach of Jack Waddell of Laurel.
Yeah, and David Lowry, they're picking on him a little bit, but this guy has great coverage. You just watch him. He's just right in the guy's face.
Yeah, that's several plays so far that he's turned up big on in the pass coverage.
You know, and talking to some of the coaches across the state, as I've said a couple times, he may be the best corner in the state.
Yeah, they got a good one heading to Montana Tech next year. I know I've seen a number of articles and interviews with Lowry where they call him Lowry Island, kind of like a Revis Island type thing for Darrell Revis, but not many people could make plays against the coverage that he provides. All right, so it's now 2nd and 10. Whitman there.
West running a little bit of refer to that as a radar defense.
Radar defense, all right. Ping rolling right. Whitman rolls out under pressure. He throws it across his body. That's a dangerous pass. And it is going to be intercepted by the West defense at the 2-yard line. And who else? It's Jace Fitzgerald. We've said his name a couple of times. The future Montana State Bobcat comes up big.
He dropped the first interception, and now this one he gets. So
yeah, he gets a little bit of redemption. We're going to take another look at it. This was a dangerous pass by Whitman under pressure, off his back foot. 2 West players jump up for it, and that's going to be Fitzgerald coming down. We're going to take one more look at this one. What'd you see?
Yeah, maybe Whitman probably wants that ball back. You know, he just a little bit of backyard football. Nah, maybe not.
Yeah, well, the West team's got to feel pretty good about themselves for holding the East to a field goal in their first possession, and then stopping them when they were threatening to score yet again on that second one. And the West lines up in a heavy format. No gain on the carry on the QB keeper.
You know, Coach Oliver, trying to find something offensively, and it's hard to when you're on your own 3-yard line. He doesn't want to drop back in the end zone because they can't protect him at this point in time. But they've got a Giannicaro. Yeah. And I don't know if you've watched him run, but he'll run you over.
Yeah, those Giannicaro boys are known for playing some hard.
Must have been a lot of cottage cheese when they were growing up, huh? Because you look at their thighs. I mean, man, oh man.
Yeah, they are built for power, no doubt about that. And that is Colter Giannicaro in the ball game from the shotgun. Just look at his biceps. What a monster. And he running the option.
He wanted the ball back.
He did wanted to keep it. Looks like it's close. They're marking him outside of the end zone, but holy cow. That is Johnny McCluskey. He's pretty excited about that. He was deep in the backfield from his linebacker position.
The West offense just can't get going yet,
it's
can
tough.
it?
That
it just can't.
Line is.
And they have the athletes too. They just have to find that magic point.
3rd and 10 deep in their own territory. Giannicaro with 3 wide. Oh, and they're back in the field again. He throws up a duck and almost hauled in, almost picked off.
Both teams not afraid to throw the ball down the field, are they?
You kind of have to there, but I think that was number 25, Kellen Dietrich from Havre. Kind of went unstopped to the quarterback there. We're going to take a look.
Yeah, he's not. I don't think I'd leave him alone. He's going to Montana. I mean, if the Grizz saw something in him,
yeah,
may want to count him.
A 3-star prospect out of Havre High School. Going to play defensive end for the University of Montana in the fall. West punting again deep in their own territory. Oh, it's blocked! And it's going to be recovered by the West. That's going to be an East safety. Put those 2 hands together. That is 2 points.
And that you knew they were going to bring pressure, right?
Yeah,
and so West just having trouble handling that interior front. Yeah, we've said that from the beginning.
And that's exactly how it's played out so far. We're going to take a quick look
at it.
again.
They just blew the offensive line up and just came in.
No time whatsoever. He had no chance. Did Gino Leonard. Well, we're going to take a quick break. The East team leads the West team 5-0 after his safety in your 74th Montana East-West Shrine game. We'll be right back.
Take me to this.
Started, Greg, we were looking at that East defensive line. We definitely knew that they were going to be a problem for the West offense to handle, and that has certainly played out as such, hasn't it?
Hey, how about this on the telethon right now? Just got a text from Joey Sider, my high school classmate. He drove himself to driver's ed and then picked us up after driver's ed and drove us home. So how do you know you're from Montana? When you drive yourself to driver's ed. But Joey said we've already made $11,000. They had a $5,000 donor and 2 $1,000 donors, and the telethon and Dennis and Phyllis Washington Foundation is matching it up to $10,000 already. So thank you, everyone. Joey Sider, keep doing a great job.
Incredible. We are back. The donations keep pouring in. There's a number on your screen. Make sure to call in, donate money to the Montana East-West Shrine game in the Shriners Children's Hospital. And, well, once again, the East, after the safety, gets ball in good field position. Little extracurriculars after the whistle. I don't see any laundry, though. They're going to let them play.
Well, I'll tell you, like I said, East punched them right in the nose. And it's how physical this East team is. And, Coach Fitzgerald from Red Lodge, maybe that's how they play up there. he brought a physical game with him.
Yeah,
so
I wouldn't doubt it. A lot of those guys, as we've mentioned, going Division I, playing for the Cats of the Grizz. And we're getting a different look here on offense for the East team. It is going to be Carson Hunter of Miles City. And he hands it off to Bergen on the reverse. Not much doing. Doesn't quite get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of 1 on the carry.
And guess who? 22, Seavrud. If we can get a replay on this, you're going to see this player play in space. And And in talking to some of the coaches around the state, he's just unbelievable. So we've called his name a lot tonight. Watch him play off the outside of the perimeter.
Yeah.
Right
Gets
there.
up
You don't
there.
even see. He's so fast you can't even see him.
Rolls him down, a little gator roll there. Now Soren Seabrud, committed to University of Montana, grew up in Missoula, so a lifelong Grizz fan, also the Western AA co-defensive MVP, makes a big play on 1st and 10 for the East. Here's 2nd and 11, nothing doing. Who's in the backfield there? 34 for the West, Riker McElmurray. That's another guy that Dane Oliver told us to keep an eye out for this Shrine game. And he makes a great play, bringing down the runner behind the line of scrimmage. And that'll bring up 3rd and long.
And Coulter Giannicaro, too. I mean, he was right there, and he's getting a little bit of high fives. 6 foot, 210. Plays like he's about 280.
Yeah, and we've seen him on both sides of the ball so far this game.
First time West has had East 3rd and long.
Yeah. Let's see what the East does with it. It's Hunter in the backfield, and he passes to Jaden Venable, a Miles City. That's a Miles City connection, but it doesn't really go anywhere.
I think
another loss.
Coach Oliver, maybe West woke up a little bit.
I think so. They made the correct adjustments, and that's a huge break for the West team after they seem to be on their back foot in this ball game.
The players on this field are coming off of state championship teams and stuff. They're not used to being punched in the nose.
This is true. This is true. Yeah, half these guys have seen nothing but success in their high school careers. They're definitely not used to this type of talent all over the football field. So that'll bring up an East punt, and it's going to be Jackson Berkeley. Handles the kicking duties, handles punting duties out of Billings Senior for the East team. Back deep. Jack Waddell calls a fair catch. And that's where the West will start their 3rd possession of the ball game.
There's an old rule as a punt returner that you put your heels on the 10, and you do not let the ball take you in to the 5.
Oh,
so
boy.
I imagine the special teams coach from the West is saying, Jace, no, don't catch that on the 5 anymore.
Yeah, he was backpedaling. Not Jack Waddell. That's the East number 9, Jace Fitzpatrick, or Jace Kluswich, rather, at Missoula Sentinel. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the West team on the 6-yard line. And, I mean, we've said it all game long. Just watch this East defensive line. Let's see if they can continue their absolute wreckage of the West offense so far. Giannicaro back at quarterback. He takes it. Not much doing, though.
There used to be rules in this game that you couldn't blitz, and I think they pulled those because no one would pay attention to them anyway.
Yeah.
And then if someone was losing, then you'd blitz anyway and say, "Why we didn't blitz?" And they'd say, "Yeah, you did. I didn't see it."
Yeah, it does appear that the East team is certainly in the backfield on most of these West possessions.
There was a little blitz on that last play.
So we get a look at Ethan DeRouche there, 3-time state wrestling champion out of Great Falls High. His first action of the night. Dayton Bay back in from Missoula Sentinel. Little trickery there, and he hands off to Kluswich, coughs up the football. And the East picks it up. Number 54, Brody Skogen out of Sydney. A state wrestling champion falls on that one.
Undefeated state
wrestling champion. How about 42-0 as a senior? Sydney rolls to a wrestling team championship as well. But, yeah, he was right on top of that as the ball hit the deck. And now the East with a golden opportunity here to increase their lead. 1st and 3, 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. And they bring in the heavy package. It's Jamin Medlock in the backfield once again. Carson Hunter from the shotgun. 2 split out left. And they hand it to Medlock. And he works his way in to the end zone for an East touchdown.
Boy, and you see that offensive line go to work, but Medlock, how does he run that inside zone? Very, very well. You saw how patient he was. Just before he hit the line of scrimmage, he just held himself for a little bit and let that open up and then busted right through the middle.
Medlock heading to the University of or Montana Tech. Going to be an ore digger. We're taking a look at this one.
Watch him run this inside. He just delays just a split second. He kind of gets out of our screen, and he waits for that seam. As soon as he sees it, done.
Yeah, great blocking by the East offensive line as well. We got another look at this one from the sideline.
Right there. Did you see that little subtle step?
Yep, little subtle step. Pounds his way through. The first contact was outside of the end zone, but he muscled his way in there. And the point after is good from Jackson Berkeley, so that makes it 12-0 East. They've dominated this contest so far with just under a minute left in the first quarter.
They really have, but mind you, West can score and score fast. And what East has really done is not given them any field position, but that's what defensive lines do. They don't let you play. They smother you, and that's what's happened. Not to mention some turnovers and bad blocking schemes. And so I think West will come out here. They just need some space, get spread out, and get going.
I want to mention the number on your screen again. As we said, we're over $11,000 donated so far in the in this contest. 1-833-358-2182. We're going to send it down to our third member of our broadcast team, John Miller, on the sidelines.
Yeah, that's right, Tom. After so many times down in the red zone, they finally punch one in for the Eastern, now up 12-0. And coming up before the end of the half, I'll be talking to Imperial potentate Jim Smith from the Shriners, talking about what it means to have the game back and also what the foundation means for the kids and families who get the support from the Shrine Foundation, Tom.
Yeah, just an incredible opportunity to raise some money for a very special cause. You know, annually this game brings in about $60,000 to $100,000 a year, so it was tough not to have it last year, but you saw how some of the Butte kids raised money, and we're back, and we're doing well so far with money continuing to pile in. And so that number on your screen, just continue to call it, continue to pledge, and here's the kickoff. Going to be Jace Kluswich once again for the West team. Little hesitation, and he takes off. And this is probably the best field position that the West team has had all game long so far, just past the 20-yard line.
You know, this is an all-star game, but don't tell these guys that. They're playing like it's a state championship game. I mean, they are pumped up. And I think a lot of it comes from just being cooped up with COVID and not having a crowd to play in front of, and they've got the music going and they got everything. I mean, there's an atmosphere here tonight, a Montana football atmosphere.
Montana football atmosphere. We got nearly a full house here at Dalis Stadium, and I know the players are appreciative of it, having gone through a full season with just friends and family in the stands with few claps. Now they get a whole cheering section. Dayton Bay rolling out, and he finds his man on the sideline. Gets about 7 yards. That's one of the few positive offensive plays for the West team so far. Let's see if they can build off of it.
Just a simple perimeter route, but they do roll him now. They're not going to be able to hold him in there. They can't protect him long enough.
That was Jaden Clements of Hamilton with the catch. Bay again with a hard count. It looks like going to be a defensive player jumping off sides. It's Mason Phipps out of Glasgow.
How do you slow a defensive line down? You change the cadence.
Results on a first down.
That might be the only way it works out for the West team tonight. And that'll move the chains as well. 1st and 10 for the West team. You know, we mentioned these kids are excited to play, and everyone has something different to play for. There's a lot of guys playing college football. This is their springboard to that. There's a lot of guys playing their final football game, not playing football. And then there's some guys who are trying to get the attention of coaches. Oh, it's the double third pass, and he cannot bring it in. That was Jake Olson, the tight end out of Butte. Just out of his reach, tallest kid on the roster.
Yeah, he's only 6'8". How do you cover that, Tom?
It's tough. Yeah, he's also a future Montana Grizzly, and we were talking to Coach Oliver yesterday. He said that Olson had not dropped a single pass all week long in practice. That one just a tad out of his reach, but he was wide open, it looked like.
I like the play call.
Yeah, it was
I like the play call.
Very, very fun play call. I like that these coaches are kind of opening up the playbooks here in this All-Star game. Why not? All right, 2nd and 10, Bay. Looking over to the right, just a little bit high.
Trying to work the perimeter. He's got a little more time to throw.
That's going to be TJ Roush not being able to haul that one in, and that brings us to the end of the first quarter. All East so far in your 74th Montana East-West Shrine game. 12-0, they lead the West squad. We'll be right back after a quick break. Welcome back to Dalis Stadium for the 74th Montana East-West Shrine game. Pretty special moment on the field right now. We mentioned it in the pregame. The Butte players from the 2020 West Shrine team, they held a cornhole tournament. They raised over $50,000. In fact, if you look at that check they're presenting to the Shriners right now, $54,826. Just an incredible feat, and that's really what it's all about, Greg.
That's just amazing. You know, but leave it to Butte, right? I mean, seriously, a community that's so giving, and I just, how do you top that?
It's tough.
You know, it's just amazing.
Yeah. Butte is absolutely no shortage of generosity in the mining city. All right, we're going to take a look at our Man Mortgage play of the quarter. And I'm going to guess that we're going to see a couple East plays here. There's Jamin Medlock. Well, rather, that's the West team. Taking a look, yeah, just some fantastic plays here. And that's that interception from the West team. And then it kind of came off the rails. There's that blocked punt fall on by the East defense for a safety. That put 2 points on the board, and there you have it.
And the storyline right now is the East defensive line, which we thought, and West has not had any field position, and now they're back on the field. They are starting to move the ball a little bit, but they're having to roll their quarterbacks out. They just cannot keep them in there. And if 55's in the game, watch him. He is just a man to handle.
Yeah, they can make some plays with the legs, can these West playmakers, but it's awfully tough when you got these monsters breathing down your neck the whole time. Here it is, fourth. And looks like he's almost through it, but he's going to take off, and he's getting some blocking.
Fastest guy in the field.
That's Jace Kluswich, and he is past the first down marker. And that might be the break that the West team needed to get back in this ball game. What a play.
Wow.
What a play.
Look at this. You just don't see this kind of mixing it up in all-star games.
Yeah.
These guys are playing today.
I'll say. All right, we're going to take another look at this one.
You want to see an athlete in space? Watch this. Okay, I'll go this way. Well, maybe.
Oh, rather, that is Dexter Tedesco. Okay, his jersey's pulled up a little bit, so that's a hell of a high guy. This is his final ever football game. Dexter Tedesco at a hell of a high.
Well, sometimes you have to gamble a little bit, right? Sometimes you just do.
Let's see here. They got Dexter Tedesco on the back of his jersey. We thought it was Jace Kluswich, but what a play from Dexter Tedesco. He's going to be playing lacrosse in college. So they got all kinds of athletes, maybe not even the ones we expected to see do well.
They're playing a lot with.
There's Bay, hands it off. It's going to be Donovan South, his Missoula Sentinel teammate, and he gets a pretty nice pickup.
You know, interesting play here. He bounces it outside, so he gets away from the big meanies that are inside. Watch him bounce this out. This is a great read by this player, by Donovan South. I don't know if we're going to see it.
We have a replay coming up here, Donovan South. All right, we're not going to get to that, but Donovan South, he was an alternate in this game, called on Sunday, and he shows up and he makes a big play and he makes another one, working his way across and through the East defense for yet another West team first down. What a play from Donovan South in his first two carries of this drive.
You know, this is probably adjusted upstairs in the booth, but they're running to their left side. You can see two successful runs to their left, so they're seeing something that they like. Of course, they're pulling a lot of offensive linemen off to the left and getting it sealed, so Coach Oliver finding some success.
Yet another runner with a lot of patience, it looks like, working his way through that defensive front of the East team. Bay fakes the handoff, heaves it deep, has a man who had a step on the defender, but great coverage from Gavin Mills once again for the East defense.
You know, these officials are letting them play a little bit out there, too, because there's a lot of hand fighting and some rubbing back and forth. And you see some shoving and pushing after some pileups and stuff like I said, this is an all-star game. It's not the state championship.
Yeah, we're going to take another look at this one. That was T.J. Roush, the intended target for Dayton Bay, but Gavin Mills, step for step, just, maybe a little bit of contact there, but not enough to warrant a flag, and I know the fans are happy about that. 2nd and 10 for the West team. Dayton Bay pulls it down, keeps it himself, pick up about 3 yards to the left side.
Yeah, and that's 3 runs to the left side, and they've had success. So Coach Oliver finding something, his offensive line coach finding something. Now you're going to probably see a counter off that. I might see Klusewicz coming left to right. You know, it's the old boxing thing, jab, 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 and then you get hit with the right hand. You don't see it coming.
All right, Colter Janicaro comes in at quarterback for the West team. He's got 4 receivers. Got a big tight end, or a big fullback in Zach Evans from the West team. This is looks like a power formation. Oh, the little pitch to Janicaro. Can't quite get the edge. That's going to be Eli Abey, future Montana State Bobcat, bringing him down. Nice way to close the edge there.
That's a nice play by Eli coming on the outside.
We're going to take another look at this one.
See Tedesco coming across. They've
had
success.
Tedesco again, yeah.
Yep, you could almost anticipate that they were going to go back to that left side. 4th down, he's going for it.
All right, this is a big play, big decision. We call the timeout, looks like. All right, just getting a look at what the defense showed.
These Nevada gamblers here.
All right, quick timeout here at the Montana East-West Shrine game. We're going to take a timeout as well. We will be right back. And we're back at the Montana East-West Shrine game here in Billings, and we've mentioned it a couple times tonight, but the number and the website for the donation spot where you can donate to the Shriners Children's Hospital in Spokane, that'll be flashing up on your screen periodically as we go. There it is, 1-833-358-2182. Please keep those calls coming. And the West team lines up yet again. They're going for it on 4th down. Dayton Bay looking over the middle, and he finds the big tight end who hauls it in. Is that Jake Olson on the receiving end of that? It sure is. That's his first catch of the night, and it's a huge one, keeping this West drive alive.
6'8", 240. Coach Oliver, a little ice water in the veins, right? We're down in Billings. Let's create a little magic in the Magic City.
Why not? They needed a spark. This is certainly it. We got a second look at that one. Just goes up and gets it. All right, 1st and 10 for the West team. They hand it off to Donovan South yet again. Can't quite find much running room there, so he's brought down maybe a pickup of about 1.
Drush right in the middle of that. Great Falls High. 3-time state champion.
3-time state champion.
I watched him in his sophomore year go to, I think, a double or triple overtime and
That's
win
right.
it.
Yeah, against a West kid, if I'm not mistaken, back then. That was a fun match. I was there, too, at the All-Class State Wrestling Tournament in Billings. Okay, 2nd and 9 for the West offense. Dayton Bay with a pitch to Dexter Tedesco yet again. And Tedesco having himself a game so far.
They really do, and that left side is sealing that defensive right side. And so now the chess game starts. We found something. You know, West has gone to their left side, this is 6 times now?
Yeah.
They're pulling offensive linemen and getting them out there. East is going to have to adjust.
Yeah, a lot of gadgets so far for this West offense. All right, Dayton Bay again. He's joined in the backfield by Donovan South. A couple of Missoula Sentinel guys, state AA champions. Looking to the sideline for some direction from Coach Oliver. These guys have a pretty well-established rapport over the years. Coach Oliver called Dayton Bay just his ace in the hole. And he throws it up to Jake Olson. He comes down with it. And that's 2 for 2 on this drive for the big tight end from Butte High School. The future Montana Grizzly hauls in a touchdown, and the West team is on the board. 12-6. What a play.
And a flag route, right, which is difficult to cover anyway. So watch out the angle of this route, which is really hard to cover. And, oh, by the way, 6'8". So, you know, how do you do that? I mean, you just see the physical mismatch.
Yeah.
Look at this. Okay, you cover the guy that's 6'8". Okay, Coach, how? Right?
Yeah, it looks at least a 6-inch difference in height there between the defensive back and whoever was covering him. Looks like they're going for 2, and they do a jump ball. It's Jake Olson again. 6 foot 8 inches, comes down with it. You can't do anything about that.
No,
there's no chance.
That's almost like the putt-putt course, right? It's through the clown's mouth and over the hill.
I love this. It's backyard football, as we talked about. They're just having fun out there.
If I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm saying, we got to cover the tall guy. They're getting the ball to the tall guy. Yeah, well, we know that, Coach.
All right, so the West is on the board. They get the 2-point conversion. Jake Olson scores all of those points, and we will take a quick timeout as well. East on top, 12-8 in your East-West Shrine game.
Hey, Tom, just a quick reminder, we're doing really well. Joey Sider, my classmate that I mentioned earlier, drove himself to driver's ed, then drove the rest of us home. You know you're from Montana. $11,000 that's the most they've made in this game ever at the beginning. And so keep putting your money in, keep donating. It helps a lot of children.
Yeah, plus the Dennis and Phyllis Washington Foundation adding a $10,000 match there. So every dollar you donate is going to be matched for raising money for the Shriners Hospital, Children's Hospital in Spokane. Just an incredible cause. We're going to be talking to some of the patient ambassadors later on in this ball game. But back to football. Holy cow, Jake Olson, 6'8", just calls in 2 jump balls. No one can quite match up with it.
And what's opened it up is Tedesco running to the left side. It's got East defense a little bit on their heels, and then, hey, throw it to the tall guy. What should we do, Coach? Throw it to the tall guy.
Yeah, a little more about Jake Olson, committed to Montana on a full-ride scholarship. Now, Butte didn't pass the ball a whole lot. He only had 20 receptions this year for 132 yards and 1 touchdown, but you can tell he's going to be a special one for Bobby Houck and the Montana Grizzlies when he plays there in the fall. All right. Oh, it's a little squib kick for the West team. They are just pulling out all the stops. Might as well try to keep that momentum going. Doesn't quite work out. Going to be James Oakes out of Billings Central. Or rather, James Oakes out of Laurel. Yeah, we got a Laurel coach in the booth with us as well. He pointed it out to me. James Oakes out of Laurel fall on that one.
How about that's an onside kick? That's an onside kick, boy.
I love it.
Coach Oliver.
Yeah, no warning.
Go to Vegas with Coach Oliver. You're either going to sleep in the streets or you're going to win, one or the other.
All right, so let's see whether the West can answer that incredible the East team can answer that incredible East drive. And there it is, Carson Hunter. Oh, he finds a man in space. But Brock Ping out of Billings Central can't quite haul that one in.
And they had that play early in the first quarter. Now, interestingly enough, right, it's warm in Billings, These are 15-minute quarters, and these kids have never played 15-minute quarters, I can tell you that. And there's a big difference between a 12-minute quarter and a 15-minute quarter, especially at the 60th minute when it's over in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we'll call those the all-star minutes, the final 3 minutes after each quarter. They're not used to going that deep in the deep end. But here we go. East team, 2nd and 10. Hunter avoids the pressure early, but he's going to be brought down. Nice job by the West defense corralling a dangerous runner. Carson Hunter's the real deal, and he is brought down for a 3-yard loss on the play.
Probably the strength of the West defense, obviously, is their secondary. Lowry and just across the board back there, they can play.
Yeah, pretty good deep linebackers as well. I see Tyler Little out there. Carter Lake as well. Klusewicz is there as well. These guys can fly around, and they're making things happen.
So 3rd and long for East. They have not been 3rd and long, and they haven't been able to run the ball.
Yeah, I think they're a little shell-shocked, too, by that last West drive.
You see them mixing it up after the plays a little bit.
I love it.
They're giving them the business.
All right. 3rd and long for the East. Hunter. Oh, he's going to be picked off by Toby Veldkamp of Manhattan. No one's in front of him. One man to beat. Touchdown. That's a pick 6. Holy cow.
Look at the West sideline.
The whole sideline.
Wow.
Meeting their teammate after the interception. Okay, there is a flag. It might be after the play, though, to the point stand. They're on the board. That puts the West on top. Boy, we thought this one was getting away from them in the first quarter when the East was just having their way offensively and defensively. But holy cow, these plays. These just lightning strikes quick.
Yeah, and that's the way Coach Oliver likes to play. And, he gave them some energy with some of the plays he was calling. And wow. But when you have athletes on the field, big things are going to happen.
Yeah, that was Toby Veldkamp out of Manhattan with the pick 6.
Little speed there?
Yeah, little speed. Got some good blocking. I thought he was dead to rights on the sideline a few times, but he found a way, made it in there. Little conference of officials
here.
here.
The play is a touchdown. Dead ball, personal foul. number 75. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
They are playing.
Yeah.
I'm sure the coaches are saying, hey, guys, come on now.
Yeah, I mean, they're fired up. You can't blame them in some ways, but that's going to back up the extra point attempt a number of yards. Or the kickoff, rather.
Got a little speed.
Toby Veldkamp, committed to Montana Western. We're taking another look at the replay here. It's just a shot. That'll inject some life into this West team. They take a 14-12 lead pending the extra point. Jaden Clements on to kick it. Dayton Bay with the hold. Snap is good. Kick is up, and it's through the uprights. So your West team back on top. Punch, counter-punch in this game, Greg.
15 to 12. Where did 15 points come from?
In a hurry.
Just like that.
Yeah, blink and you'll miss it. That's all-star football. That is the Montana East-West Shrine game in a nutshell. You never know what you're going to see. It's hard to predict what's going to happen. And who could have seen that? All right, we got John Miller standing by on the sideline. John?
That's right, Tom. And, we saw Jake Olson score those last 8 points for the East. And you know what? When he committed to the Grizz, his dad played basketball for the Grizz. He said when he called his dad after he committed, his dad was screaming with joy. As for Toby Veldkamp, who just took that interception for a touchdown, when I talked to Chris Grabowska earlier this week, his head coach at Manhattan, he said he's one of the best players he's ever seen in all Montana football. And he showed it right there to give the West the lead. Back to you, Tom.
Hey, thanks, John. Toby Veldkamp committed to Montana Western, all-state first-team running back and linebacker. Played just a couple weeks ago, last week actually, in the Class B All-Star game, and he plans to major in business at Montana Western with a minor in farm and ranch operations. One of those rural kids who's going to have a bright future for the Montana Western team and in life in general. What a play, though.
A little electricity on this field tonight, huh?
Yeah. I can't tell if it's hot in the booth or if we're sweating from some of these these lightning strikes. Holy cow. All right. So let's see how the East responds here. It seemed like they had this game kind of going their way early on. They were dictating the pace. They were dictating the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. But just like that, the West goes on top 15-12. In your Montana East-West Shrine game.
Really what opened up the game for the East was their ability to run the ball, and West took that away from them. Be interesting to see if Coach Fitzgerald comes back and tries to establish the run.
Yeah,
he wants that big heavyweight fight.
Without a doubt. Some talented runners and skill players. Looks like we got an onside kick here.
Oh, it's on the ground, and it hit the East player. That is a West ball.
Wow.
Oh!
Wow.
2 onside kicks in a row.
You have got to be kidding me. There is a flag on the field. Does it have to go 10 yards at this level?
Not if the East guy touched it, and he touched it, and it fell on the ground. It should be West ball.
All right, having a little conference of the officials here. This game so far.
Wow.
Talking it over, taking a look at the replay. There it is.
Here it is. Hits.
Nice
he drops
bounce
it.
out. The East place did touch it first, and West falls all over it.
That's correct.
West is saying it's their ball. They're pointing that direction, and wouldn't that be something, Greg?
There's a lot of white Mickey Mouse hands going to the end. Yeah, it is. He touches the East player touches it. It falls. What they're going to say, what they're trying to find out is did the West player touch the East player before the ball touched the East player?
I see. That could have been, yeah.
So that's what it is. West is saying we didn't touch anybody, and East is saying he was all over me.
Looked like it was Preston Medish of Flint Creek who fell on that one. Nice special teams
play. How about
play.
Coach Oliver, 2 onside kicks in a row? I wonder if his wife's family knew what he was like when they got married. I mean, I'm telling you, this guy's a gambler.
Holy cow, yeah, that'll put some gray hairs on your head. But
should be West ball.
It should be West ball. There's still some conferencing between the officials and the coaches.
High schools do not have replay.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we could go back and see, did the West player touch the East player?
Kick catcher interference on the kicking team. 15-yard penalty, first down.
I didn't get that call. What was that call?
I missed it. Well, it's going to be East ball.
Uh-oh. I'm going to need a rule book.
We're going to take another look at this here.
So, and a
It's on the
15-yard
ground,
penalty.
it
So,
bounces.
was he hit? He wasn't.
No. Well, that might have been what the call was. They think there was some contact before the call got to him.
Well, that's why I'm not an official.
They're not happy about it.
When the ball's at midfield.
Okay,
Big
so they
risk.
called it kick interference here. Interference with the catch. So that's what it was. So, all right, East.
And so he
get
did.
some new life, yeah.
He
They
did.
said
He
it
hit.
interfered with the catch, the player trying to grab it. So that's what it was. And that'll give the East the ball around midfield, as he said.
See Coach Fitzgerald put the ball on the ground. He wants the East to run the ball. I think they're physical. Maybe East a little more physical at this point in time.
Yeah, they have the playmakers. So maybe soften them up with a run a little bit, then go to some of your all-world athletes on the wings.
Would you call that onside kick? Huh?
It's tough. I don't know.
Come on, it's not a
it's
not a political question, Tom.
Why not? Yeah, I would have called that too.
All right,
that was
then,
fun. And dang your
okay.
work too.
I wouldn't have. You could see the mistake that was made. I'm a defensive coach. I wouldn't have done it.
A matter of inches there. I mean, it was probably simultaneously when the tackler got to the guy trying to make the catch, but they ruled that it's East ball. So East gets a little bit of life breathed back into them after it seemed like their bags were deflated.
If East scores here, you gave the ball back right at midfield after a score, and you were down.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know.
All right, so it's
all right.
Marcus Whitman back at quarterback for the East team. 4 spread out wide. Running back goes to the slot. Man in motion is Jack Waddell of Laurel, and he gets it on the screen. There's a flag on the play. Looks like it might have been a block in the back. Waddell doesn't pick up many yards, but this one's going to be pushed back a little bit.
Offense, blindside block, number 8. 15-yard penalty.
Again.
Replacement
Can't block
again. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just too fast.
Yeah, it's the only way. You got to clip him.
You know, his perimeter play, his space play, he's going to be a great collegiate player. Watch him. They just can't handle him out in space, and so he gets beyond the block, and so they have to block him in the back to slow him down. You see it right there.
Yeah, no, Missoula Sentinel undefeated, just a dominant offense and defense this year in Class AA. Seabrewed, the Western AA co-defensive MVP. He also played running back, rushed for 654 yards and 6 scores, had 82 tackles, 4 sacks with a pair of interceptions, couple forced fumble. No surprise here, first team All-State running back and linebacker. And he is tough for that East offense to handle. So 3rd and way long for the East team. 25 yards to go. He finds Jay Jetmore, but he's not going anywhere. What a play for the West defense. They are laying the lumber this evening in the second quarter.
That's an F-16 Klusevich coming up.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
it's one
the
thing.
Stuff he does.
It's one thing to be a fast player, but it's also to play fast when you're a fast player, and that's what. Look at that.
Wow.
That's why he's playing for the Grizz.
Yeah, Missoula Sentinel won a State AA track and field championship as well. Klusevich, a big part of that in the sprints and the hurdles. Just a fantastic athlete at all levels. Yeah, he saunters forward a little bit. It's a high punt that gets caught up, and not a great punt by any means. The West team going to take over the football at about the 43-yard line, and we're going to take a quick break here with the West on top. 15-12 in your 74th Montana East-West Shrine game. We will be right back. Welcome back to the Montana East-West Shrine game here in Billings, where the West team is on top 15-12 after an incredibly fun to watch second quarter so far, and the West team has the ball yet again around midfield. Let's see what they can do with it. That is Coulter Janicaro, and he picks up an easy first down off the left side, and they keep going left, Greg.
Absolutely. They're getting a seal. They're pulling their guard. Might be an old GT scheme. We used to refer to it guard tackle. I can't to see the replay here, but they are getting the left side sealed.
Going to take another look at this one. Coulter Janicaro, quarterback for the Big Sky Eagles.
Pulling the backside guard.
There he is. Just out of the reach. This guy can move. He is fast. He is strong. And he is still in at quarterback here, and he hands off to Gavin Mills.
Oh, there might be a fumble on the play, Tom.
Cormac Ben. Okay, looks like the East team's pointing like they have the football.
There it is.
And that's going to be the ruling. Cormac Ben fumbled the ball, and the East team recovers. So, again, punch, counter punch.
Those
East
turnovers.
with an answer. And, yeah, lots of turnovers in this game.
Right, a little
so
bit of fumbles.
Far, that's been the difference.
Well, I'll tell you what. They're putting the wood to each other. There's no doubt about that. And that ball's popping loose.
We're going to take another look at this one. That's Cormac Ben out of Big Fort. Future Carroll College running back. Ball pops
it looks
out
like it's stripped out.
Must have been stripped out. I couldn't see where it popped out, but it's ruled. And so the turnover battle currently sits at 2 apiece.
See him take the shot right there. Great shot by our camera.
Yeah.
It's just that big shot knocked it out.
There it is. Pops out. Cormac Ben, a talented running back. We'll hopefully see him back and making some positive impacts later on here. As the East just runs it up the middle.
Coach Fitzgerald wants that inside zone. Again. He just can't get it broke loose.
All right, folks, and remember to continue donating to the Shriners Children's Hospital. The number on your screen there, and the website, mtshrinegame.org. We're raising money for a very, very worthy cause, medical care for children in need at the Shriners Children's Hospital in Spokane. We'll have much more on that at halftime. But the East back in business after the turnover. 2nd and long.
I think West is telling East, you're going to have to throw the ball if you're going to move on us, because you're not going to be able to run the ball like you have been.
Medlock again out to the left side, tripped up right about the line of scrimmage. Now behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to be a loss of 1 yard.
Seaverud again.
This guy is all over the place.
He is all over the place. He's forced about 4 or 5 plays behind the line of scrimmage.
Easily from that linebacker position. Now, he's just one of 5 Missoula Sentinel players who are going to play for the University of Montana Grizzlies in the fall.
You know, the college game is so much in space, right? I mean, the whole deal is put athlete in space, and you can see why. You see what he's doing. I mean, they can't block it.
Yeah. That was just all strength, too. It just looked like he gave him a little forearm shiver, and he fell down.
I'd run away from him. I think that's what I'd do. It's like, okay, if I'm the West defensive coordinator or the East defensive coordinator, I'm saying, okay, cover the tallest guy, and then run away from Seabroote. That's our plan.
He will find you and he will catch you, though. That's what he does out there. He seems to be in no matter where it's run. All right, Soren Seabroote, incredible ball player.
Well, it's really kind of interesting. You know, West couldn't stop East run game. They've stopped it. And I think West's strength on defense is their secondary. And so, you know, forcing them to throw the ball. And they did. And Belkamp picks it up, takes it the other way, all the way from Manhattan right into the end zone at De La Stadium and turns the game around.
Yeah.
Then Coach Oliver does 2 onside kicks.
Yeah. How would you describe this game so far? It just seems like a game of adjustments, a game of risks.
Heck of a lot more fun than COVID, I'll tell you that.
I love it, Greg. All right, 3rd and long for the East team. It's Junior Bergen at quarterback, and he hands off to Jaden Venable. Close to the first down marker. There's a flag, some more extracurriculars. These guys are in each other's faces after nearly every play.
They are. I think he hit him out of bounds is what it's going to be. We've had 3 unsportsmanlike or 3 roughing penalties, haven't we?
That's the 3rd, I do believe. Yeah, some. I think 3 penalties is what we're getting from our stat guy. 3 personal fouls.
Number 10, 15
the defense, that's going to give the East team a first down, move them ahead 15 yards. Those are the mental mistakes, you know.
Yeah, they call that giving them the business.
All right, just over 5 minutes left in the second quarter here at your Montana East-West Shrine game. We're taking a look at.
It's the perimeter, and then he's just a little
Venable
bit.
getting there, some late action. He gets up.
It looked like he was in bounds.
Some helmet slapping.
They are playing. the college coach is probably like, hey, whoa, easy.
Yeah, no doubt. A lot of college coaches on the sidelines watching this one. Some of the athletes already signed to their programs, maybe even looking to pick up a couple recruits.
Coach Fitzgerald starting a little bit of a tendency, Tom. I mean, as an old defensive coach, you watch the pattern of calls. He's called inside zone about 4 or 5 times in a row on first down.
On first down. That one goes for about 4 yards. So It'll bring up 2nd and 6 for the East team. Whitman still in a quarterback.
It's the most yards they've got first down running the ball in almost the entire second quarter. West's done a nice job of adjusting.
That's true. Yeah, after that first quarter where they were having their way with it. All right. Whitman joined by Medlock in the backfield again. 3 split wide. Waddell goes in motion, and he gives it to Medlock up the middle, and he's fighting his way for some extra yards. Just short of the first down mark, but a nice pickup for the big back out of Billings.
He's a great running back. I mean, he is so patient. He knows how to run that inside zone. Just watch him run this. I mean, you have to be patient, and he is. He's real patient, and he's subtle, and then he's explosive. So just a little step, see that? And then they hit him two or three times. He still doesn't go down. I'm impressed with this kid.
Yeah, just as good off the field as he is on it.
Wow, look at that.
Semper Fidelis All-American. Those requirements, you have to have a 3.5 GPA, be involved in a competitive sport, and be active in community service. And he's always been a great student, holding community leadership positions. And there goes spreading out wide, just out of the fingertips. Did the defensive back get a hand on it? He may have. TJ Roush.
It's a nice play. Nice play by Roush.
TJ Roush, another one of the Sentinel guys heading to the University of Montana.
You know, East has a habit of rolling left and throwing right. That's hard to do. Now they went with the field, though. Okay, Tom, here you go. It's 4th and 2. You're down by 3. You're taking a little bit of the momentum back. You haven't been able to run the ball. However, that last run play wasn't bad. Make the call. Come on.
I think it's made for us. Look who's in.
Okay, here we go.
Jaquan Booth, all 315 pounds of him. Short yardage back. He powers through the defensive line, and you cannot stop him when he gets ahead of steam. He just falls forward and picks it up. You know, most people give it to the running back to fall forward for about 1 yard. This big fella goes for 3 yards and picks up the first down.
Watch this replay. You step in front of him. He's 315 pounds. You step in front of him. No, I'm not going to. Watch him, and then he accelerates forward.
Yeah.
Watch him take a little leap here. It's a little leap. Boom. Just bang, 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 bang.
Just threw all about it.
I felt that Booth moved a little bit when he jumped.
That guy can move. All right. First down for the East in a big spot right there. Whitman scrambling around, evades the tackle in the backfield. There is a flag. Could be a block in the back. Might be a face mask as well. Moves his way to about the 20-yard line, but it appears this one might be moving back. A little more about Jaquan Booth. So this is a real good tidbit. Our Casey Conlon did a story on him a few years back, and he was in Mighty Mites football, and they kicked him out because they thought he might hurt some of the other players.
Don't say that loud here, because if he keeps running the ball in the middle, they might say that again.
It seems like an unfair advantage. And, you know, here's another fun little tidbit as well. His pregame meal, he says his grandma cooks some steak and potatoes, maybe a little broccoli with cheese, and that's what he eats before every game.
Just in from Joey Sider, the driver's ed person. They're up over 17,000 now. How about that?
Yeah.
$17,000.
I feel like less than 20 minutes ago was at 11,000. So keep the donations coming. There's that number on your screen. Here's the East team again. Whitman finds Medlock, but that's going to be a loss. Nice job sniffing that out by the West defense.
Yeah, Klusewicz again. He's flying that F-16 out there. They want to do a big shout out to their telethon crew: Diane Zora, Shelly Taylor, Robin Nagel, Ayla Tovas, and Ruby Peck.
Some friendly voices on the other end of that line. You want to make sure you call that number on the screen. We'll take another look at it. Or go to MontanaShrineGame.com. That's MTShrineGame, MTShrineGame.org rather, not .com. That's a place you can donate as well. And we want to keep the donations coming in. We hit 17,000. Can we hit 20,000 by halftime? Just about 2 minutes left. That's our goal. Make sure to call those people. What were their names again? We got Diane Zora,
Shelly Taylor, Robin Nagel, Ayla Toas, correct me if I'm wrong, and Ruby Peck.
Those are the people you're going to be talking to if you call the number on your screen, 1-833-358-2182. Keep those donations coming for the Montana Shrine game and the Children's Hospital in Spokane. You guys better wait around for halftime because we're going to talk to the ambassadors for the East-West Shrine game. We have Grant and we have Lexi. Just incredible stories. John's going to interview them down on the field. We'll get there when we get there, but right now we still got 2 minutes left of football in a very back-and-forth, fun ball game.
And I'll tell you what, Coach Fitzgerald does not want to give the ball back to this West team with any time left at all.
Yeah, without a doubt. So it's going to be 2nd and 24. A lot of ground to make up for this East offense. He's got 3 out wide, does Marcus Whitman, Medlock in the backfield with him, and he's looking to his left. Nice pickup by the offensive line. Junior Bergen. Oh, bobbled it. Nice play by TJ Rauch to get a hand on that. It looked like they were fighting for it as they came down. Bergen may have had it, but he landed out of bounds and then bobbled a little bit.
It's just great secondary play by West across the board. You know, they went after Lowry early, and now they're back on the other side of the field. They're trying to find success, and they're not finding it. So excellent job by West secondary for sure.
Yeah,
look at that. High point the ball. That's what you're taught.
Just a jump ball. Now Bergen can make those plays, but Roush just a little bit taller than him, and I think that won out.
Yeah, Roush just fought the ball out of his hands. I mean, that was a tie.
Mm-hmm.
So big 3rd and long.
Big 3rd and long. 3rd and 24 again.
2:12. You want a little time off the clock.
Ball on the 40-yard line. Whitman back there again. He's got his favorite targets spread out wide. Evades the pressure, rolling to his left, finds a seam. Yeah, big pickup, big hit out of bounds, and there's another flag.
Yeah.
That is certainly going to be another personal foul, late hit.
That is not a smart play.
No.
And that's the right call by the official, too. They can feel the game themselves, and they're saying, hey, that's all fine to give the business a little bit, but it's a little too much. So, and they're talking to him on the field. I can guarantee you the officials are saying, all right, you guys, you settle down a little bit here.
Yeah, we might get an unsportsmanlike as well, it sounds like, and there it is. Oh, it's on the offense.
I didn't see that.
I missed it as well. Okay, so they're going to be pushed way back. Now, we're going to take another look at this. Let's see what happened.
So look inside. We missed the blindside block, meaning you can't run blind and then get picked up.
Whitman.
Right there at the end, I think.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, right there at the end.
Now,
the officials doing a nice job of keeping this game safe.
Yeah, you know, the players are all-stars.
Right.
The officials are an
Right
all-star
there.
crew as well. Yep, I see it. I didn't miss it.
Didn't need to do that.
Right along the sideline. A couple players in front of us with our view, but that's exactly what it was. So now we got 3rd and 32 for the East team.
3rd and 32, and the fastest football player in the state, number 9 in the back there.
Whitman hits Bergen, and he can make some things happen if he wants to. Maybe picks up 10 yards on the play, but it's going to be 4th and long now.
Here's what you didn't want. You didn't want him to go out of bounds.
Yeah.
That's what you didn't want.
Yeah.
Stops the clock at 1:57. You could have bled 30 seconds off.
Yeah.
That's not good clock management.
Yeah, now you're going to have to give it back to that West team who seems to have all the momentum right now.
Yeah, and they're like trying to play a miniature golf course right now. I mean, how do you defend them? I mean, through the clown's mouth, over the windmill. I mean, holy cow.
Oh, they are having fun out there, just playing backyard football. The crowd getting into it as well now, too. Got a nice crowd on hand here. All right, so it looks like they are lining up to punt. It's Berkeley again. Gets it away. Another high floater. Not a lot of distance on it. Some air. And it's going to be fair caught at the 25-yard line. And that's where the West will have a minute 50 to work with. We're under the 2-minute mark here at the Montana East-West Shrine game. And if the West can get some points on the board here before time winds out in the first half, I mean.
Well, here's what has to happen. The East has to shore up their right side because there's a weakness over there, and it's opened up the West game for them. I would be willing to bet that they're going to go to Olson somehow.
Yeah.
You just can't cover 6'8".
It's tough, you know, especially when, I mean, it looks like some of these defensive backs and linebackers and safeties trying to cover them. I don't know that any of them are over 6 foot. They give up a lot of inches to that big fella. Dayton Bay in the backfield finds his man. That's going to be, is it Clue switcher Tedesco. I think it's Tedesco. Yep, he's on offense.
Tedesco's got his jersey pulled up underneath.
Yeah, so it throws us off. It looks like the top of a 9, but it's actually the top of an 8. So that's Dexter Tedesco at a Helena High, who's had himself a heck of a ball game tonight.
Yeah, they found success on that left side again.
It is to the left, yeah. Let's see if they go back to it. They got 3 receivers to the right. Bay rolling right. Just escaping the arms. Throws it away in the direction of Jake Olson, but that's a good defensive play.
You know, 119.
Is that Paul Brod in there again?
Yeah, 119 left with 2 timeouts. So they have to start working the perimeter. So, but in order to work the perimeter, if you can't let them stay in the pocket, you got to roll them. So that limits it to one side of the field, which creates a huge advantage for a defense. So let's see if he just drops back and tries to work the perimeter. See if they can keep Brod out of there.
Yeah, it's tough. No, they haven't been able to do it all day, but 3 receivers lined up to the right side again. Bay.
Dietrich lined up wide. There's Brod
wide. Brod tried to get in there, but they get Olson, and he picks up a first down, a gain of about 4 yards.
Enough for the first down.
He is also tough to tackle as well. He can catch. We're going to take a look at this one. There's the big fella, 6 foot 8 inches.
Just a little turnaround route. It's called a little hide route.
You look at him on your screen, and it really doesn't do justice to just how big he actually is. All right. Little screen pass. Dayton Bay hit as he throws. But Gunnar Smith out of Eureka, also a 3-time state wrestling champion, picks up a number of yards. That's going to make it 2nd and 6. And did he get out of bounds? He sure did.
I'll tell you what, Jace Thompson brought everything he had from Fort Benton on that shot. If we could see a replay of that, these guys are playing lights out.
They're going straight to it. Jace Thompson of Fort Benton, what a hit. Northern C champion. Pole vault champion is Jace Thompson as well. All right, 2nd and 4 for the West. There's Dayton Bay, and who's in there? Kellen Dietrich bats the football down at the line of scrimmage. He's got those big mitts. He put one on, knocked that ball out of the air.
Yeah, they wanted Olson again. Olson getting up a little bit slow. He took a shot. There, you see him kind of walking off the field slowly.
We'll keep an eye on that for sure as he walks off the field. We're going to take another look.
He probably has to get rid of this ball a little bit quicker.
Yeah, I think so. He kind of telegraphed that one a little bit.
You see him sandwich him? He got sandwiched and that wind knocked out of him.
Kellen Dietrich, one of the top recruits in the entire state, had all kinds of offers before committing to Montana, Washington State, Nevada Air Force. All right, here's Dayton Bay, and he finds Cole Truman out of Dillon.
You see West handle that speed by the East just by the little screen play, little quick outs. They're lining Dietrich up out wide, too.
Yeah, and he's pretty disruptive, it seems like, so far. He's getting his hands all over the place.
Boy, there are some football players on this field.
Oh, without a doubt. I remember watching Dietrich play basketball, and he was pretty lean, and then I saw him a couple weeks later, and he put on about 20 pounds of muscle. Just a monster. Going to be a good addition for the Grizz. There he is, rushing the passer again. Dayton Bay, though, looks for Olson, but nice defensive play from James Oakes out of Laurel.
I don't know if Olson's quite back yet. You know, he took that sandwich shot. He's not the same 6'8" guy that scored 8 points in the first quarter.
It looked like a little bit of a grimace as he came up, too. He kind of threw his head back like that might have hurt him. He gets brought down, unnatural bend of the leg, but he does get up, and he is still on the field.
20 seconds left. They're going to air this ball out now.
23 seconds. 2nd and 10 for the West team. That's exactly what he does. It's Bay to Truman again. He gets out of they marked him inbounds.
West's going to have to call timeout.
Knee hit the ground before he hit the out of bounds mark, so West is going to have to call a timeout with 12 seconds left with a 15-12 lead in your Montana East-West Shrine game. 3rd and 1 to go.
Yeah, basically you have 2 plays to go. You have 1 timeout, 3rd and short. Where's Olson and how healthy is he? They want to get the first down. And then their speed guys, so Tedesco. And then looking to the left side. I wouldn't be surprised if they run a vertical route off their left side with Tedesco. They've had success with it, but they have to protect him.
Yeah,
that's the problem. They can't protect him in the pocket, so they got to roll him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's sort of been the answer to that tough defensive line of the East team for the West is rolling out a lot of motion.
Be interesting which quarterback they decide to use, too, because this Day's got a little bit of a slow release. And they're going to leave Day in. They're going to go to their left. And where's Dietrich?
3 receivers split to the left. It doesn't look like Dietrich's
Broad's
on the field at the
Broad's on the right.
Yeah. Broad on the right. 12 seconds left before halftime in the Montana East-West Shrine game. West trying to put some points on the board before we go to the locker rooms. They already lead 15-12. There's Bay, and he finds Truman again. Can he get out of bounds? He stays in bounds. They'll use yet another timeout. They have to. That'll stop the clock with 7 seconds left. Oh, they're going to clock it, rather. Okay, they got to stop the clock to move the chains. They're going to hold on to that timeout. And the clock is moving. All right, Bay clocks the football. I don't know. Why wouldn't they use that timeout?
I don't know if that was the smartest move.
Left.
They had 1 timeout left. They had 7 seconds left.
He could have gone out of bounds, it looks like, if he wanted to.
Absolutely.
But,
That's not very good game management. So now they use their last timeout, and they have 2 seconds left. So, bad combination of and in a 1 week to practice, you might not have the communication that you'd have, but from the coach's perspective, that should have been called a timeout right away.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of time off for a lot of these players. They haven't suited up in a football uniform since the fall. And as we mentioned, also these 15-minute quarters, not used to it. So these final 3 minutes of the half entering the twilight zone for some of these
substitution.
teams. Illegal substitution it is. 12 men on the field, so that's a penalty on the West team. That'll push them back, and they'll basically have time for 1 shot if they're willing to take it. 2nd and 15 from the 44-yard line. Dayton Bay.
This is why they pay rush ends millions of dollars in the NFL. Millions.
Got 4 receivers to his right in a bunch formation. It's going to be a Hail Mary likely. They're going to look in zone. Well, he's going to his left. There's one guy over there, and it's going to be picked off after the tip. East with a head of steam. That is Brady Lang from Bozeman, one of the alternates. What a play on defense. Getting some action in here. Yeah, he's one of 2 Bozeman twins who were just called up last week as alternates, and he makes a big play to end the half. We're going to take a look at this one. Bay looking to the left. There were 4 receivers to his right. It's going to be tipped. Nice play by the defense. Brady Lang comes down with it. Had to make it to the end zone to make it worth it, but nonetheless, I mean, good defensive stop. And they pick up a little bit of momentum. Does the East team entering the locker room 15-12. East down, but they have a little bit of momentum. We are going to have John Miller down on the sidelines.
Boy, what a half, Tom.
What a half. What a half
East,
of football.
First quarter, West second quarter, and just about everything. Onside kicks, fake punts, and you pick something. I mean, and they're giving each other the business.
All right, we got John Miller down on the sideline with the head coach of the East team, Coach Fitzpatrick. John, what do you got?
Thanks, Tom. I'm with Coach John Fitzgerald of the East. Coach, down by 3. What did you see from your team in the first half?
It's a tale of 2 quarters, obviously. Made some good plays in that first half. The defense playing real well. That fake punt came back to bite us a little bit. And then we got a little careless with the ball on a swing pass there, and those things happen. We're in the game. We just got to make a few adjustments offensively, and on the defensive side of the ball, continue to work hard.
And then, Coach, you're obviously a big part of Red Lodge, head coach, in the schools. What do you have to say? The fire's going on right now. What do you have to say to the community of Red Lodge?
The community of Red Lodge is the greatest place in this state, and we got a great group of people up there working their tails off to protect our town and the surrounding communities and those homes there as well. So very happy and proud of what they're doing down there. So
thanks so much, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Tom, we'll send it back to you.
Hey, John, thank you much. The East team gets a big defensive play to end the half, but they trail the West 15-12. Like you said, Greg, what a game so far in this Montana East-West Shrine game. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with some halftime festivities. And welcome back to halftime at the East-West Montana Shrine game where the West team leads the East team 15-12 in what's been an incredible matchup so far. This one's been unpredictable, some fun plays, and a lot of interesting play calls. We're going to take a look, though, at the Man Mortgage plays of the quarter. And I'm going to predict we're going to see a lot of West in this one after some of the things they did. All right. Let's take a look.
I wonder if we'll see Olson catching the ball. Do you think?
I think so. There's Bay looking for the big fella. And he comes down with it. At least a 6-inch advantage on the defensive back there.
That was Johnny McCluskey. He's 5'10". Right?
Johnny McCluskey at 5'10". There's Olson on the 2-point.
6'8". That's
same
not
thing.
fair.
They didn't show the quarterback in there, but that was kind of like a Tim Tebow jump pass. And then, of course, we got Veldkamp with the monstrous, game-changing interception to pick six. That one kind of, turned the whole game around, the complexion of this ball game after he got that one. So those are your Man Mortgage plays of the quarter. John Miller is standing by on the sideline with a very special guest. John.
Yeah, Tom, I'm sitting here with Imperial potentate Jim Smith. Jim, what did you see from the first half, maybe from the game, that you really enjoyed?
Well, John, there was a lot of action. It seemed like it started out strong with the East at first, and that kind of surprised us because like at the banquet, the West was all fired up, but the East started out really strong. But ultimately, the West woke up, and it became a real ball game. I mean, it's really a great competitive ball game. They're all having a good time, and they're all playing great ball, so it's fun.
And then, of course, it's so nice to be back. What's it like to see the football, the Shrine game back here in Montana?
Well, it's great to be. This is always this is the 74th annual. This is we have Shrine ball games all over the country, and this is one of the best. It really, truly is. And look at this weather. I mean, we couldn't have ordered better weather tonight, so it's all good. And how great is it to see all these people back? It's really wonderful. So,
speaking of how great it is, to have football back, but how great is it that the Shrine Foundation helps, numerous kids and their families everywhere? What specifically does this foundation mean to you?
Well, it means that's why I do what I do. We've had Shrine Hospital since 1922. Treated over 1.5 million kids since 1922, regardless of their ability to pay. And because of that, it warms my heart every time I see one of them. We got a couple nice patient ambassadors here, kids that are patients in our Spokane hospital, and it's just wonderful. And anybody that would want to help, all they have to do is go online, go to ShrinersHospitalsForChildren.com, and they can help in any way they want. It's wonderful. And those of you that have seen our commercials on TV, Little Alec, it all helps. It all helps. Our budget this year is $1 billion to keep those 22 hospitals going. So it's all good. It's all great.
Awesome, Jim. Thanks. It's been a pleasure to meet you. John. We're going to send it back to you in the studio, Tom.
Thanks, John.
Hey, thanks, John. Just an incredible night here in Billings. I love the crowd shots, all these people enjoying some football on a Saturday night in Billings. All right, we're going to take another break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to halftime at the Montana East-West Shrine game. The West team leads 15-12. Now is my favorite part of any Shrine game contest, the chance that we get to interview and chat with and share some of the stories of the patient ambassadors. And this year, because we didn't have a game last year, we have two of them, and John Miller is standing by with both of them. John?
Yeah, Tom, I'm here with the Shrine ambassadors. We have Grant Heaton as well as Lexi Emineth. Grant has Duchenne's muscular dystrophy. Grant, what does it mean to be honored here today? What does it mean to be honored here today, Grant?
What do you think of all this? It's good. Yeah.
I understand you're watching a very special player here today. Who are you out here watching?
Coulter.
Who's it, Coulter Bales?
Yeah.
Have you seen him do anything great tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, Coulter Bales, the defensive end from Laurel. Grant, it's been such a pleasure to meet you. Other ambassadors, Lexi Emineth. Lexi suffered from severe scoliosis, which was helped by the Shrine Hospital, helped her fix her back, and now she's a perfectly functioning 18-year-old. Lexi, what does it mean to you to be honored?
It's really awesome. Yeah.
What did you see from the game so far?
Both teams are very good. Both teams are playing a great game. I'm excited to see who wins.
And then the Shrine Hospital's got you up and running. What's next for your life now? You just graduated high school.
I'm hoping to go to MSU and just get my general studies done and go from there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, all of you, and thank you for coming. We appreciate it, and what a great cause. Tom, we're going to send it back to you.
Yeah, just an absolutely incredible showcase. Both those Shrine ambassadors, really cool stories. You can check out more if you go to the Montana East-West Shrine Game webpage. We have some stories on our website, montanasports.com as well. Thank you, John. We'll be right back with more from halftime at the Montana East-West Shrine Game. Back at the Montana East-West Shrine Game, our John Miller is on the sideline, standing by with the head coach of the West team, Dane Oliver. John.
Yeah, Tom, I'm here with Dane Oliver. Dane, you guys have the lead by 3 points right now. What did you see from your team in the first half?
Hey, listen, we had 2 turnovers. We played the first quarter in Wyoming. I thought I was at their Shrine Game, and we're up 3 points. So defense, we scored on defense. I'm having a hell of a lot of fun right now. And it's a great environment here.
Speaking of fun, Coach, you want to see a packed house tonight. What's it like to see all these fans?
Listen, football's back. It's nice coming out of this pandemic that people are out supporting these kids, mainly the Shrine kids.
Coach, thank you so much, and good luck in the second half. It's nice to meet you.
Thank you.
And we'll send it back to you, Tom.
Hey, thanks, John. All right, we're going to take a look at your first half highlights and what's been just an incredibly fun game to watch. Back and forth in this one. East had things going early on here. That is Marcus Whitman to Junior Bergen. He brought it across, getting some early action. There's that blocked punt from the East. That was one of the first big breaks, led to a safety, made it 5-2 East at that point. The West would come back. Well, this is after, there's the West punching the ball, or the East punching the ball in. Here's the West. They go to their big fella, Jake Olson, for the first score for the West team. That cut the lead to 12-8 rather, and then here's that 2-point conversion. The 6'8" guy just high points the ball. No one can bring that one down when he's reaching up with his big mitts to grab it. The defense there looking a little dejected on the sidelines, but they had a big play to end the half. So we're going to take a look at some of the stats in this game so far. Rushing yards favor the West so far. It hasn't been a lot of offense. It's kind of been a defensive battle so far, and it looks like the stats kind of reflect that, Greg. 52-45 in passing. West has the edge behind Dayton Bay. 79-34, 131 total yards. What do you make of the game so far?
You know, for the most part, these guys are playing lights out. I mean, they've had penalties and unsportsmanlike conducts. I'm not laughing at that. I'm just surprised, but I think what it says is these guys are so excited to play. They're just playing.
A lot of passion in this game. All right, we're going to take another break. We'll be back with the second half kickoff in just a bit. And we are back at the 74th Montana East-West Shrine Game here at Dalis Stadium in Billings, Montana. The East dominated the first quarter. The West dominated the second quarter. We had a halftime. The East gets the ball to start the third quarter. What do you expect? What can you expect after a wild game so far, Craig?
5 turnovers in the first half.
5 turnovers.
2 onside kicks.
They go onside here. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
Who knows what Dane Oliver's thinking? You better be ready for it. And the kick is off. It's low. It finds Jamin Medlock for the East team, and that's where they will take over at the 44-yard line. And the second half is underway. A couple first half stats we do want to mention. Dayton Bay, 11 of 22, 79 yards passing. Jake Olson, 32 yards on 3 receptions, plus that 11-yard touchdown. Dexter Tedesco, 17 yards rushing, but he's been pretty effective when he runs it. For the East team, Jamin Medlock with 18 yards rushing. He's your leader. Junior Bergen, 15 receiving yards. He's your East team leader. And then Marcus Whitman, 7 of 13 for 36 yards passing. And he begins, Carson Hunter begins the second half at quarterback for the East team. They hand it off. They pick up about 2 yards.
Yeah, West doing a nice job again. Coach Fitzgerald starting out with inside run on first down.
That is
West
a pattern.
West just shorted up. I mean, they've really done a nice job, and East hasn't done really much. Tried to run the ball outside, just staying with that inside run game, and West playing West's hand.
And remember, folks, take a look at that website and that phone number on your screen. Keep the donations coming. mtshrinegame.org. Carson Hunter spins around, hands it to Eli Abe, or rather Jaden Venable from Miles City. That's the Miles City connection, and these guys are absolute record breakers for Miles City.
Yeah, great play by Lane Carter out of Hamilton. You see him come up on the outside. Watch this. He just comes up, makes a great stop, and then just a big body slam. How about that?
Not bad.
Souffle.
Not bad. Now, Carson Hunter at quarterback for the East team. He's committed to Dickinson State. Holds Eastern A passing records in yards, touchdowns, completion percentage, and passing yards as well. And, of course, Miles City won a State A title in 2019. Fell short here. There's Hunter finding Junior Bergen on the right side in space, and he works his way over the first down yard marker to move the chains for the East team.
That's one of the first plays that we've watched the East throw the ball outside.
And it was effective as well.
Yeah,
he had plenty of space. And
you want Bergen to touch the ball 20, 30 times a game. You absolutely do.
This one's going to come right in your living room, folks. Watch it. All right. Junior Bergen, you got to get him going. That guy can make some special things happen. Bergen, of course, a Montana State commit, flipped his commitment to the Grizz, so he'll be suiting up for Bobby Houck and the Montana Grizzlies. And that's Cormac Ben yet again getting the handoff for the East team.
West shoring up that defense, Tom. I mean, they are stopping the run, getting them in second and longs, forcing the East to say, hey, if you're gonna beat us, you're gonna have to beat us in the air.
And scratch that. That was Brock Ping on the rush. Future, he's heading to Chadron State. I do remember a really good running back out of Chadron State by the name of Danny Woodhead. So
we played Chadron when I was in college in Helena. We left on a Tuesday. I think we got to Chadron on a Friday and to get back till the next week.
How'd the game end up?
They beat us.
Talented small school program out in the Midwest. There's Hunter. He's looking deep, avoiding the pressure. Pocket collapsing, but he squirts his way up for about a 4-yard gain. That's going to be bring up 3rd and 5 for the East team. Nice way to make something happen out of nothing for Carson Hunter.
Shows a little strength there in his legs. You see him drive forward. You know, these guys work out, and they work out hard. You know, they're strong. They're getting ready to go to college and doing their thing, and good balance. See him gets hit, get pushed down. He just keeps going, keeps driving and driving and driving.
Now, Carson Hunter and Jaden Venable pulling a little bit of double duty this week. Not only are they playing football in the Montana East-West Shrine game, they played a doubleheader on the baseball field earlier this week as well, so a full plate for those guys. And there it is, the shovel pass on the inside. Nice fake handoff, and that will be close to a first down marker.
You see Brock Ping's speed?
Yeah, Brock Ping can run.
He hit fast.
Brock Ping can run.
He can run.
Now, Ping, a senior at Billings Central this year, transferred from Billings Senior. He had 657 yards in the regular season on 82 attempts, so that averages out to 8 yards per rush. So that guy could absolutely fill up a box score. And here it is again. This is my favorite lineup. Jaquan Booth. But this time, the West defense will stop him. They stack the box, and the big fella can't get the first down. So that's a turnover on downs. The West team will take over.
That defensive line for West has really come to play, especially in the second quarter. That's the first time that they've been able to hold him back.
Watch go to the Conlins replay.
They pull up the line of
here,
scrimmage. Look at the line of scrimmage. He has nowhere to go, and then they sneak around behind him. They might have brought guys from the sidelines to get him down.
All right, so the West has the ball now with 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. Coulter Janicaro, incredible athlete, in at quarterback for the West team. He's got 3 to his left, right, 2 to his left. A man in motion, works his way in. Kind of reminds you of like a Troy Anderson type run for Montana State. Just a little patience. Gets a couple of yards. He's tough to bring down.
He is tough to bring down. And remember, the West had great success on their offensive left side. and pulling that guard, that backside guard, the Evans player out of Helena High.
Yeah, Evans, future Montana Grizzly. Giannacaro lining up again, 2nd and 5 from the 42. Man in motion is Tedesco again. He pulls it down, does Giannacaro, leaps over a defender, and picks up about 2 yards. Now, Giannacaro, as a quarterback for Missoula Big Sky this year, he had, get this, 1,170 yards rushing, 1,102 yards passing to go along with 20 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's an accomplished player for sure.
Of course, his brother Levi plays linebacker for the Montana Grizzlies, was in the Shrine game a couple years ago. I think he was an MVP of the West squad. So 3rd and about 4. Giannacaro, hard count, doesn't draw anyone off. I see Dietrich on the left side for the East. And over the middle, and he finds who else? Jake Olson. He didn't need his size for that one. He just hauled that in between about 3 defenders.
It depends on if he was down before he took the ball.
Interesting. The East is looking like a couple people are... I wonder if we can take another look at this one. We are going to take another look at this one.
You know, it's interesting. He didn't catch us up high. He caught it low.
But there were about 4 defenders in his vicinity there, I think. Wow.
There were 4.
Hauls it in. Okay, the little bit of hand fighting afterwards, but he was definitely down before he may have lost possession of it. But that is just an incredible catch. That's his 4th catch of the ball game for Jake Olson, and that puts the West team in business. Here's Colter Giannacaro, and he can do this.
He can do it, and he can do it well, too.
Working his way through that defense, leaps the defender as well, and he will shoot forward for about an 8-yard gain, 9-yard gain. That brings up 2nd and 1.
Again, we said it time and time again. Look at him work to his left. They have found success to their left. He just pops it out there, and away they go. So East needs to shore up their defensive right side.
Giannacaro orchestrating a real good drive for the West team so far. Evades the defense, gets through it, picks up a 1st down. That'll move the chains for the West team. And Colter Giannacaro, what more can you say about this guy?
You'll see Brooks Talbot, the linebacker, come from his inside position. He chases it down. Someone has to stay there, and there hasn't been anybody there. Had he not been there, he'd have broke that for a touchdown.
Without a doubt. And speaking of touchdowns, Giannacaro, in one game, he had 8 touchdowns in a game this season. Tied the all-class record. And they get Booth to jump off sides with the hard count. Or rather, Ethan DeRouche for Great Falls High. A little movement up front, so that'll push the chains forward 5 yards for the West team. And 1st and 5 from the 25-yard line now, and the West is moving the ball well.
A little slower paced game this half, huh?
A little bit after the back and forth seesaw events that we saw in the first quarter. We are about halfway through the 3rd quarter here. Of course, remember 15-minute quarters, so it's a lot longer than these folks are used to, but just past the 8-minute mark. And they're killing clock with a 3-point lead are the West team. Giannacaro, and he'll do that to you because he can put the ball on the ground, and he is loose. Finally brought down, but not before picking up a 1st down. Colter Giannacaro just having all kinds of success doing whatever he wants out there.
He's like a running back that's playing quarterback, right? That's how they play him. But you watch him delay again. This inside zone, I said it about several backs, just delay just a little second and then turn it back up inside, and there you go.
We're going to take another look at this one.
You see strong, too. Very, very, very strong.
It's through. Now, Giannacaro actually committed to the University of Montana as a running back, so we might be seeing these types of plays in the future in the maroon and silver.
2 Giannacaros at the Grizz.
Yeah, what a legacy for those guys. 2nd and 9 for the West team as they look to build on their 3-point lead. The 7-minute mark of the 3rd quarter here at the 74th Montana East-West Shrine game. Giannacaro lining up with 4 receivers out wide. A man goes in motion, and he pitches it to him. That is Eli Abey, future Montana State Bobcat, but he will be brought down in the backfield. Tackle for loss of about 7 yards, I'd say. So that brings up 3rd and 17. Nothing doing there.
Nice play by Demonovich. Billings Central. Just playing disciplined defense and just stayed at home, and away he went. Good for him. Big loss.
Big loss. That's huge. That puts him in a tough spot. What do you do on 3rd and long when you're deep in the territory?
I'd find Where's Jones? I wonder if he's out there. If he isn't out there.
So Dayton Bay comes in on a clear passing down, and that's exactly what he does. He throws it up, and his receiver comes down with it. That is TJ Roush on offense. He's been playing safety most of this game.
Yeah, he just turns around and catches the ball, so isn't anything really fancy. Times it, turns around, catches the ball, gets it up.
TJ Roush had a number of these type of plays when we would run highlights from Missoula Sentinel. He was a jump ball expert for the Spartans, it seemed like.
That's where you want your corners to keep your eyes on the quarterback so they can see the release. Sometimes they play man and they never see the ball.
So 1st and 2, Janicaro back in. He hands it off to Soren Seavrud. Not going to go anywhere, though. Or rather, Donovan South.
I think I'd just let Janicaro keep the ball down here,
wouldn't you? So at this situation, with the success he's having this drive.
I'd run to my left, and I'd say, Janicaro, run to your left, and then just keep running.
2nd and 3 now, loss of 1 on the play. West team knocking at the door, looking to extend their lead. It's Janicaro with South in the backfield. And Janicaro pulls it down himself, and well, that's what happens. Another touchdown for the West team. 3 yards for Coulter Janicaro, and that will make the West team, that'll push their lead to 21-12, Greg.
You see, if we watch this replay, you're going to see where he's so damaging. 1, he's fast, but 2, he's powerful. So he gets hit, but you're not going to bring him down with 1 shot. That's the piece. So he just gets hit 1 time, and then he just carries him into the end zone. Watch this. Watch the power.
Incredibly strong legs, those choppy steps, just you can't stop him.
And that's a big boy on him.
Oh, no doubt.
You know, he just runs right through him.
Another look. Here it is, right in your living room, folks.
That's what I say. I mean, they must have gone through gallons of cottage cheese with that Janicaro family.
All right, here's
that's just pure power.
That interesting formation again. That's the one they got the 2-point conversion on with Olson last time. They're going back to the well.
Jones is
he pitches it to Janicaro, who throws it. Just out of the reach of his intended receiver.
That one.
That was, So, no, can't add the point after attempt, the conversion. So, the West team with a touchdown from Coulter Janicaro continues their march in this East-West Shrine game. They lead the East team 21-0 with 21 unanswered points. 5 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. We'll be right back. Welcome back. So, the West team with a touchdown in the 3rd quarter. 5 minutes left remaining. They put on top 21-12, set to kick off to the East team. And we just want to plug that donation number again. If we could, log on to mtshrinegame.org or call the 1-800 number, 1888 number on your screen. Keep those donations coming. Do we have any more updates, Greg, from your folks back there?
They just said they're lonely, sad, no one's calling.
Give them a call.
It's just
keep them company.
Really sad down there right now, and this is a happy night.
1-833-358-2182, the number to call to donate to the Montana East-West Shrine game and the Shriners Children's Hospital. That kickoff goes out of bounds, so that's a penalty. And it looks like they're going to re-kick it is what I think I heard the ref say.
They may take it at the 35.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with the East taking over on offense. And we are back at the 74th Montana East-West Shrine game with the West team up 21-12 after a Coulter Janicaro touchdown. Missed the point after attempt, so that's where we stand. But it's been 21 unanswered points for the East team after they kind of dominated the 1st quarter. Let's see what kind of answer they have on this first 3rd quarter drive. It's Carson Hunter back again. He finds Junior Bergen on the left, but yeah, this dangerous playmaker just can't seem to get anything going.
Well, the East just been real flat since the first quarter, really. Since the fireworks went on. The play that turned the game was Veldkamp's interception for a touchdown. The East had that in hand, and then, bam!
Yeah, that was in West territory, too. I think it was about a 60-yard interception return. And, that absolutely just shifted the momentum to the West, and they've held on to it ever since. East has shown some flashes, but just haven't been able to put anything together and sustain any drives. There's Carson Hunter again, handed off to the running back. Right up the middle. Looks like there could have been a fumble. The West team believes they have the ball. Do the referees agree? No signal yet.
And see what the White Hat's doing.
Sorting out the issue. Okay, they're going to call third down. So East retains the ball. Must have been down before that thing popped out. West was pretty sure they had that football.
Third and long again. Let's see what happens inside there. These guys are stripping balls away left and right.
That's Medlock.
That's close. No!
Awfully close.
Oh, boy,
awfully close. They might have gotten away with one there. I didn't see his knees, but they might have been on top of the tackler.
That ball squirted out of there.
All right. Well, nonetheless, East gets another chance to keep this drive alive on third and long. Hunter looking deep. He's incredibly accurate. He wants to be. Backyard football, but he overthrows his man. And that will bring up fourth down. There is a flag, though. We do see a flag on the field. Is it in the backfield? Okay, he's picking it up right around the line of scrimmage.
Downfield on the offense, number 60. That penalty is declined.
On the offense, declined. So 4th and 10. And another fruitless drive for the East team. Can't answer any sort of fireworks that the West has been able to offer. So Jackson Berkeley goes back to punt yet again on 4th and 10.
I want to thank people for their donations, checking with Joey, and he said the phones are lighting up. So thank you, everybody. They're not so sad. We don't want anybody sad. They're happy.
Exactly. I wish there was a smile meter we could put on the screen to see just how nice and happy the phone bank people are. But, yeah, they keep getting donations coming in, and that's a good special teams play from the East team.
East finally got a decent punt. They've been struggling with punts.
It has been. They've been kind of high and floaty for Jackson Berkeley. All right, so the West will take over, up 21-12 with 3:09 left in the third quarter. We'll be right back after the break. And welcome back to the 74th Montana East-West Shrine game. West ball, 3:09 remaining in the third quarter. They're up 21-12, and they shut down the East offense yet again. Let's see if they can turn that into points, but they are pretty deep in their territory comparatively. Little option. West team runs it about 3 yards there on the pickup, so that brings up 3rd and 7.
The West has really done a nice job adjusting in this game. I mean, adjusting defensively and adjusting offensively.
Yeah, I mean, how many times did we say that East defensive line was eating them up? And they've just kind of found ways to work around them.
They've neutralized it by the name of John Acaro.
Dayton Bay now under center. There's a flag. Looks like someone might have moved a little early. There it is, false start.
False start, offense, number 75, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Pushing back 5, makes it 2nd and 12 for the West team. Yeah, those names we were calling earlier, the Paul Brotts, the Kellen Dietrichs, like we haven't mentioned them as much because they've been kind of neutralized with some of the things and the adjustments that the West team has made. Oh, under pressure. He gets it to Gunnar Smith, and the 3-time state wrestling champion lays a hit. Wow. Lowers the shoulder, gets past the defense, and that's going to be a pickup of he stepped out of bounds. Okay. We're going to take another look at this.
Watch how hard he runs this ball. Yeah. I mean, and he's, that's the one thing about wrestlers. They understand leverage, right? Better than anybody. Yeah. Just look at that. Just boom.
Hand fighting, all that stuff. We got the Conlon's Furniture replay, taking a look at that.
Were you a wrestler? Did you wrestle, Tom?
I did not. I like my ears too much, but I respect every wrestler who puts on the singlet. Those guys
I know, they have funny-looking ears, don't they?
All right, so after the run from Gunnar Smith, that brings up 3rd and 6 for the West team. Dayton Bay looking to his right. He finds a man across the first down yard marker, and that's a big pickup and a big play for the West team.
You know, West is finding holes in that defense right now, and you saw that just a 3-step drop and ball's gone, so neutralizing that defensive line a little bit, and they're doing a little bit more max protection.
We'll take a look at
quick timing routes.
Number 11, that's Flint Smith out of Whitehall with the catch. He's committed to Montana Western. Now, he played in the Class B All-Star game last week, was named the South Offensive MVP, 8 receptions, 142 yards. He averaged 91 yards per game as a senior for the Whitehall Trojans.
You know, it looks like Bay has settled down a little bit, too.
He's
getting rid of the ball quicker.
Gets his rhythm in there. You know, looks for Flint again, but
he's got a little bit more time to throw, too, so... You know, but he's delivering the ball a little bit quicker, and I think the game slowed down for him. So more effective at quarterback this half than he was first half.
Yeah, now Dayton Bay, marks his final football game of his high school career. He's going to go to the University of Arizona. He's going to study architecture is his plan. So, you know, he would love nothing more than to go out with a bang.
Well, yeah, because the last game he played before this was a state championship
That's correct,
win.
Yeah, what a way to finish it. All right, minute 38 left. 2nd and 10 for the West team. Bay gets it out, but he was there a little bit early. Just a little bit early. Connor Murray from Fairfield.
I think he climbed
pass interference. He was
on top of his back a little bit. I think that's more than what it was. But what's more impressive is you see West finding their rhythm offensively. You see Day leading it. Just the ball's out and much quicker, and he's getting protected. So East got to maybe do a little bit something different. They got to tighten that coverage up a little bit and turn those big boys loose up front.
We'll take a look at this replay here.
If we can see that replay again, you can see how close that rush is. In the first quarter, that rush was getting and flushing him, and now coaches probably said, "Day, just hang on, just a little bit longer. We'll protect you, and you can get rid of the ball." And that's what's going on. It's just a little bit. So
and during the regular season, this guy completed 76% of his passes, so you know he's accurate if he can get a clean pocket. Looking over to the right, just out of the hands of Johnny Reeser of Dillon.
Yeah, they're just going with the 90s. Football coaches refer to it as a 90s game. 1001, 1002, ball's gone. So when that's going on, the secondary's got to play a little bit tighter. That's just all there is to it. And let those big boys play. Just hold. They're probably saying hold those receivers a little bit longer.
Dayton Bay in the backfield, joined by Gunnar Smith again. 2 to his right, 1 to his left. Man in motion. That's Dexter Tedesco again. He hands it off to Gunnar Smith. He leaps his way for a 2-yard gain on the sweep right.
You know, East got to hold them here, Tom. If they don't, you don't want to be in a catch-up game with West, for sure.
Take a look at the Conlon's Furniture replay here with Gunnar Smith going around the right side again. Lots of motion. Yeah, he's one of the smaller guys on the field is Gunnar Smith. An incredible wrestler, but I think he's the lightest guy at 130 pounds listed on either roster for both the East and West, but showing his toughness by taking it right into the heart of some of those big linebackers and defensive linemen for the East. 3rd and 9 for the West team. Screen pass. And it's going to be a huge gain for Cormac Ben of Big Fork.
That's a great play call, actually. He knew the pressure was going to come, slipped a screen right underneath it. And if you're going to come hard and fast, we're going to slide a screen underneath you, and that's exactly what he did.
And this guy has really been busy the past couple weeks. So
this time's up pretty well. Look at this.
Cormac Ben was in the Class B All-Star game a week ago in Billings. He's been here. He scored 4 touchdowns, all 4 touchdowns for the South squad, or the West squad rather, and they won 28-20. So, he's adding to his fun couple of weeks, and what a summer for this guy. They get it to Tedesco again. Does Dayton Bay?
Tedesco's really been the guy that's kind of broke the game open for West. You know, he's got himself in space. And
all right, there's a quick timeout on the field. We're going to take a quick timeout as well. Well, actually, no. We're at the end of the third quarter. It's fourth quarter time with the West team marching with a 21-12 lead. We'll be right back in just a minute. Let's take a look at the Man Mortgage plays of the quarter for the third quarter. Only one scoring drive in that one, and it comes courtesy of this man. Colter Janicaro kind of had his way for the length of the field here. And I'm going to show this one. Squeezes through the middle, tough to tackle him. He's just a hard runner, physical runner as well. Dayton Bay looking to his right. Finds TJ Rouch, the Sentinel connection. That was a play. And here's going to be your touchdown. That was a fourth down play. And then Janicaro finishes it off with a quick 3-yard plunge. And that's where we stand. 21-12, West team with the lead. What can the East team do, Greg, to try to get back in this one, especially when they're on their heels here on defense?
I think they're going to have to throw the ball. And if they don't throw the ball, I don't think they can play catch-up with them. They're just, you know, West is into their rhythm now, and Day's playing much better at quarterback. He's getting the ball out, and they're able to protect him a little bit more. And so, you know, West really owns the game now. So if East doesn't do something here, it'll be a long evening for them.
Long evening. All right, 15 minutes and counting remaining in this game. We're going to take a look at Gunnar Smith on the Conlon's Furniture replay, running this one again.
What's interesting is West hasn't gone back to their left side other than when Janicaro was the quarterback, and they worked it hard. But that's been a weak point for the East defense, and West found that early in the second quarter and took advantage of it.
All right, Dayton Bay back there with Jay Jetmore out of Red Lodge. To his left, goes in motion. Looking to the left, slant route, and it's caught by Johnny Reeser of Dillon, Montana. I do believe that's his first catch of the ball game. Getting involved on the
just
action. We're going to take a look at replay.
A little square in. They run the safety out, and he cuts it hard inside. This is hard to cover. And outside linebacker really is responsible for that, but he gets no drop, so he can't get underneath it.
This is Johnny Reeser's last football game as well. He's heading to Carroll College, but he's not playing football. He was also one of those guys added to the roster as an alternate. Getting some playing time. Got to be exciting getting that call after Christmas Day. Colter Janicaro looks towards Dane Oliver for a signal.
You don't see the play clock. It's high school, so they don't have one. They got to be coming close to it.
Clock's ticking, yeah. I don't.
Wow.
Who's keeping track?
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Okay, there's the timeout.
They called the timeout. All right. Little miscommunication from the offense, and Coach Oliver wasn't sure what the play was. And with that timeout, we're going to take a timeout as well. 21-12, West with the lead at your East-West Shrine game. Welcome back. 74th annual Montana East-West Shrine game. West with a 21-12 lead with the ball. Facing a 4th and short. They haven't been shy about going for it anytime they're in East territory. They do it again. And I couldn't see where the ball ended up. West thinks they have it. East thinks they stopped him short.
I watched the lineman came in up from the top, and he looked like he was setting the ball inside about the 11.
No,
we'll see who wins in there.
Yeah, as they sort out the mess. See who's.
I don't think he got it.
Doesn't look like it.
He
it's
didn't.
East ball. That's a huge stop for the East defense with the red knocking at the door of the West team. So now the East team has to find an answer. As you said, they got to end. We're going to take a look, see if we can see where the runner ended up. That doesn't look like it. It's pretty convoluted in there.
Yeah, I think the linesman on top.
Yeah, it might have been a drop snap, I think. But all right. Now it's kind of put up or shut up time for the East. Like you said, they have 4 wide receivers out. They have to start getting the ball downfield in a hurry, and they have the talent to do it. They just got to start getting in a rhythm.
Yeah, this West secondary is good.
Oh, Junior Bergen.
And it's not going to be easy sledding with this secondary. There's just no way.
They're really, really good.
But that's what they're going to have to do because they took the run away.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing how Bergen can make a run for no gain look incredible, though. You know, making a couple people miss before he's brought down. But yeah, that West secondary is doing yeoman's work.
Friend Joey Sider doing the telethon said this is their record year.
Record year, folks.
And people, if they can't get through, keep trying to call because they'll get to your phone. So they want to say thank you to everybody. But it's a record year, so keep donating. Everyone's doing a great job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Keep calling the friendly folks in that phone bank or go online and pay by a credit card, mtshrinegame.org, raising money for the Shriners Children's Hospital in Spokane, Washington, and the incredible work that they do providing medical care for the youth of the Northwest and all over the area.
And the grand
state.
potentate, if that's whatever he is, or great potentate, that they serve over 1 million children since they started.
That's incredible.
And never
Absolutely
charged
incredible.
a nickel.
And it's only possible thanks to donations and fundraisers like the ones we're doing here tonight as the West team stops the East again. Nothing working for the East. That's Marcus Evans. Oh, my goodness. He's pumped about it.
And I'll tell you what, West has probably the best weapon for controlling the clock. They'll put Giannichero at quarterback and just let him run the ball.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, he's good 2, 3, 4 first downs. They'll run 8 minutes off with him alone.
Yeah, 3 timeouts left for the East. I would certainly think those might come and play later if they try to stop the clock, but it looks like they have the East team kicking to the West team again, and low punts fielded at the 50-yard line by Jace Kluswich, and he spins around, breaks a tackle.
He's one of those return guys when you're coaching on the other team, you just hold your breath because he can just do it. I mean, that kind of speed. And, but, hey, hats off to West. I mean, they have done a great job at turning this game around since the second quarter.
All right, watch the spin move in the Conlon's Furniture replay again. Just what incredible body control to keep your balance on something like that and, turn nothing into something. And that's what Giannichero and a lot of these West playmakers have been doing tonight. And Jace Kluswich from Sentinel. Yeah, just a...
West's not afraid to put it in the air, just in ball control. Just
why not?
1,001, 1,002 balls gone. So the East secondary has to tighten things up.
Dayton Bay back under center for the West team. And little handoff not going anywhere. Loss of 1 for the West team brings up 2nd and 11.
9's a 2-possession game, right? Has scored twice to win.
Yeah.
One of them being a touchdown.
At this point, it's kind of got to be a 3 and out for the East defense, or else you're running out of clock to try to make up that difference. 2nd and 11 from the 43. Bay looking over the middle, and he finds Cole Truman out of Dillon, and Truman makes him pay.
Yeah, Day just running read routes. He's just reading the outside linebacker, and whatever he does, he just throws the opposite way.
Yeah, watch his hands if we show the replay here in the Conlon's Furniture. That thing just sticks to his hands. He evades that defense. Cole Truman, he's going to Carroll College next year. Team captain, all-state, all-conference wide receiver. 4-time academic all-conference selection as well. He's going to study civil engineering. Okay, we have to mention that we just got a $3,000 donation into the telethon as well.
$3,000
$3,000. Remember, that's going to be matched by the Dennis and Phyllis Washington Foundation. So $3,000 turns into $6,000 if we get up to $10,000. So looks like a flag on that play. I believe it's going to be coming back for the West team on 3rd and short.
Number 87, 5-yard penalty, replay 3rd down.
Illegal man downfield.
That was Jake Olson. Haven't called his name in a bit, not since early in the 3rd quarter.
Could have been a little bit of a pick route or rub route. Offenses cheat. They do. I'm a defensive coach. They cheat. They call them rub routes or they're illegal pick routes.
I like it. Now, folks, the $3,000 donation came in. That is incredible. We got to keep it coming, man. I mean, this thing raises annually, somewhere close to $100,000 a year. Go to mtshrinegame.org. Call 1-833-358-2182. Keep that money coming. Keep the kids getting health care at the Shriners Children's Hospital in Spokane. All free of charge. Not a dime spent. Just incredible. Dayton Bay pulling it down, running with it. Slides close to the first down marker. Looks like they mark him a little short, so that'll bring up 4th and 1. And again, West has not been shy, but 4th and 2, actually.
And East stopped them last time on a 4th and short down in the red zone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clock is ticking. 8 minutes, 35 seconds left in this one. Time running out for the East. West just trying to chew up clock, but also trying to put some points on the board. They don't want to take their foot off the gas by any means. Dayton Bay, screen pass to the big fellow, Marcus Evans again. Zach Evans, sorry, his brother's Marcus Evans. Zach Evans had a hell of a high. They're both committed to the University of Montana. Zach's going this year. Marcus Evans going next year as well.
It was a great play by the East defense. They just pulled up and stopped it. Nice tackle on a big boy.
All right, we're going to take a quick timeout as they take a timeout on the field. 8 minutes, 15 seconds left in your Montana East-West Shrine game. The West team leads 21-12. We'll be right back. All right, we're back at the East-West Shrine game. East team takes over the ball. They are down by 9 points. They need to score. They need to score quick and then score again, but they haven't been able to do much against that West defense. And Greg, you've been talking about the secondary all game long. They've just done incredible work.
Oh! That is a perfect read by that defensive lineman.
Yeah,
wow.
Almost an interception. As Whitman throws it over the middle. I didn't see exactly who it was.
Who was it? I think it was 44.
Taking a look at replay again. 44. Aiden Lee out of Butte.
Aiden Lee out of Butte? He just sat right on top of that. Was that who it was?
A lot of pressure in his face. It is
Aiden
Lee.
Was.
Okay.
Boy, what a great read by Aiden Lee.
He's another alternate. I love it when these guys kind of don't know if they're going to play. They get that call, they show up, and they make their impact and presence felt.
That could have been a play of the game right there. Yeah, they force East through the air, and I just don't think they can play with this secondary. It's just too good.
It's tough. It's awfully tough. They're not making it easy. All right, Whitman rolling to his left, throws across his body, finds Junior Bergen, who makes the catch, comes down with it. That's what the East needed on this drive. A big play to move the chains.
Big throw and catch.
Take a look at the replay on this one.
Just takes it out, rolls to his left, throws with his right, hard throw. Bergen there. Nice. Just like that.
So Bergen played quarterback for Billings Senior this year, threw for over 1,000 yards and 13 scores, ran for 917 more touchdowns as well. So that just kind of shows you what kind of athlete this guy is. And Whitman goes back, looking deep to his left. He's got Jackson Berkeley, but another incredible play from TJ Roush from Missoula Sentinel. That secondary will not be tested tonight.
Both corners stood up all night long. Lowry on one side, this guy on the other side. Yeah, they're tough.
Got some front runners from defensive MVP. I don't know who you'd give it to at this point.
You can see that Coach Fitzgerald's frustrated. That's what corners do. They frustrate you.
They do.
And they cost you a lot of money, too.
All right, so that brings up 2nd and 10 from the 49. East has to do something with under 8 minutes left to go. Whitman pulling the ball down, running, and he will
Oh, and he
find
gets a
his
first
way
down
across
out of
the
a
first
scramble.
down. So that's a huge play on a broken play for the East team. Carson Whitman making things happen with his legs.
We are now over $20,000. And it slowed down. Don't slow down. Don't
bears
slow
repeating.
down. You guys have done awesome.
Greg said it, $20,000. We made it to $20,000. And we still have times left in this. They're sad. Keep calling that phone number as Whitman finds his man. That's a gain of about 5 yards for the East team. They keep moving forward. That's a positive.
I'll tell you, donate as hard as these guys are playing. I mean, they are playing lights out.
That was Padraig Lang with
Imagine calling that house and saying, we're going to take one of the lanes, and Mom says, no, you're either taking both of them or none.
That's what it was. Yeah, Brady and Padraig Lang committed to the University of Montana. Now, fun fact, their dad, Ken, played on the 1984 Bobcat Championship team. So
maybe he said that. Maybe he said, no, you're taking them both.
That could be. They're a package deal at that point. You got to call them up. You got to take them both. But, they both had their moments tonight. But it's going to be weird seeing Ken Lang wear a University of Montana jersey.
Yeah, how's
while
that gonna
supporting
go
his
over?
kids. I don't know. We'll see. It'll take him a bit to get used to it. A house divided. Happens all the time in Montana.
Right.
6:41 left. East with the ball still 3rd and 4. Whitman.
Oh, that's an illegal substitution, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, maybe not.
Was that Hunter? It is. Carson Hunter back in for the East team. No, Whitman again throws it over. Wow. Every time it looks like the East might have something, the West secondary comes up and makes an incredible play.
They do.
I mean, how many names can we list in that play? Looked like Seedrud was there. Looks like Leonard was there. Roush was there. A lot of Sentinel guys. We're taking another look at the replay. Just impossibly good coverage.
And it's hard. Again, it's hard to throw a right-handed throw, roll into your left. Coach Fitzgerald's rolled him out to his left almost every time.
Jace Kluswich did the emphatic pass breakup. All right, 4th and long. Whitman unloading downfield. It's overthrown, almost intercepted again. It would have been best just to, the outcome's the same. It's going to be a turnover on down. And, I think with 6 minutes, 30 seconds left, I think the West team can start breathing a sigh of relief with the taste of victory on their tongues as we get a little closer. East will need to come up with something to get a stop here. But we're going to take a quick timeout as well. 21-12 with 6:29 left in your Montana East-West Shrine game. All right, we are back at the Montana East-West Shrine game. Time running out on the East team. They just turned the ball over to the West again. Came up short on 4th and long. Incomplete pass.
I think the East is going to get a big dose of Jenna Carroll.
Yeah, I think so.
6:29.
The tough runner from Missoula Big Sky in at quarterback for the West team, and he's going to do what he does. Pull the ball down, lower his shoulder. Run, keep the clock going. 6:22, no gain there, but clock keeps running. That's what they want right now.
Yeah, they're going to get a big dose of Jenna Carroll. Hey, our people working the phones. They're up to 23,000. Great job. And there was questions. Are they in Billings? They are. The telethon is being run from the Shrine Temple in the basement in Billings. So everybody, they are here. They are in the basement, and they are working hard. And thank you, everybody, for the donations you're giving. Matching the effort of these kids playing on this field, which they are playing lights out.
And keep those folks running the phones happy. There's still 5 minutes left in this ball game. We're at $23,000. We can push that up even higher. I'd love to see $30,000 by the end of this game as possible. Now's the home stretch. Let's do it, folks. mtshrinegame.org or that 1833 number. It'll flash on your screen here. Keep those donations coming. That's what it's all about, Greg. What it's all about. 1-833-358-2128, the number to call to donate to the Children's Hospital in Spokane. Make sure these kids can continue to get this life-saving medical care.
It's interesting how they started by the polio vaccination, or the polio epidemic. Well, that's a big stop by East. This is East's last chance. I would think East would probably want to call a timeout here. They have three.
They have three.
4:45 to go, and they need to score twice. No, they're not going to do it. So you know what West is going to do? They're going to bleed every second that they can off.
They are lining up to punt, though, so the East will get the ball back, but they are running out of time to make an impact in this game. Can you believe they only scored 12 points in the first quarter, haven't even sniffed the end zone since then? There's Tedesco. Gets it away. That's a big, big punt. They're going to down the...
I think they're going to put it on the
1 yard line.
Wow, that's special teams play. You want to see a replay of this.
Punt.
And I think the returner did the right thing. But he should have faked and gone somewhere else just to slow that return team up. But
we're going to check the records.
Watch this.
The longest punt in Shrine Game history.
You knew he caught a good one when that ball started to spiral. Watch this punt.
Wow.
So anytime you see a ball spiral off their feet, they go. You don't see it. Boy, that's a big punt.
So get this. This is the 74th Montana East-West Shrine Game. That punt at 65 yards ties the longest ever.
Is it paid to have fast guys?
I'll say.
How about...
Holy cow.
Who was down there? It was Kluchowicz who caught it.
All right, they're getting out of the shadow of their own end zone, or the East team, but long way to go. They want to stay in this ball game.
Country mile. Mm-hmm. We're from Montana. We can say that because we know what it is, a country mile.
More updates coming, folks. Keep the calls and the donations going for the Shriners Children's Hospital in Spokane. 1-833-358-2182.
Remember the guy running the telethon, Joey Sider, the only person to drive himself to driver's ed in Great Falls.
Oh, Montana.
I wonder if he was... I think he was a good driver, too.
Second and 4 for the East. Whitman rolling left, way out of the pocket, gets out of bounds to stop the clock. Close to a first down.
That's a great shot.
Didn't get there. 3rd and 2.
Someone just gave another $107.50 in donations.
$750 donation just came in again. That's getting matched.
That is so awesome. We'd like to thank everybody and thank our athletes and thank the people who volunteer to make this happen. You know, Billings people came out and supported the game.
Yeah, it's been just a wonderful crowd all night.
They've
been into all the ebbs and flows of the game. 3 minutes, 14 seconds left, 21-12. West team, East needs something. They give it to Bergen. He's going to be met in the backfield, working his way through the defense, but eventually going to be run out, picks up the first down, made something happen.
You want to see how fast that is? Watch him. Oh, my gosh.
I hope we get a replay of this in the Conlins Furniture.
Like lightning in a bottle.
Replay. That's what this guy does.
You know, we said it at the beginning of the game. There's people that can change games. He's one of them, and you saw that. Watch. It's just incredible.
Yeah, looks like he's almost dead to rights in the backfield there. That was
definitely
left, not the way the play was designed.
Go that way, maybe go this way a little bit, and then, okay, well, then I'm just going to run.
Turns into a big first down. So the East with a little bit of life. 3 minutes, 2 seconds left in the ball game. Carson Hunter back in at quarterback. Rolls right, looks deep, he finds a man. Jaden Medlock with a reception. He was doing some damage on the ground earlier in this game, but he picks up the biggest reception of the game for the East team. We're going to take a look at that.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got to credit the East offensive line for this. They gave him a long time to throw the ball.
Yeah.
You can tell people are starting to get tired right there in those 15-minute quarters. And when you go from a high school to a college game, it's a lot different. It's hard to explain, especially when it's 90 degrees.
Hunter with another deep shot to Olson.
Oh, and it's pass interference to be offsetting penalties.
They were there a little early. Oh, you think?
Yeah, I think we have a holding call
okay.
down
I didn't see the one
here.
in the backfield.
than a pass interference on the back, which that's the first pass interference call of the game, actually.
It is, yeah. Actually, now that you mention it, I don't think there has been.
So they'll replay the down.
It's been a
He's on the play.
I wouldn't say a clean game with some of the penalty sportsmanlike, but definitely a well-officiated game, I'd say.
Yeah, these guys have done a great job. And they had to take a little bit of steam out of both those teams because in the second quarter, they were mixing it up, boy.
Tame it down,
a little bit of shoving, a little bit of Montana loving is what was going on there.
Speeches they got from their coaches at halftime. Just simmer down a little bit. Okay. So they're just going to replay the down with the offsetting penalties. 1st and 10 from the 39. Carson Hunter finds Jamin Medlock. Makes a man miss, but he's brought, well, not quite. Holy cow. Tell Arthur from Frenchtown. First time we've said his name tonight, but that was a monster play.
Yeah, he just stopped that play. Just got outside and just stopped it. It was a great play by Tell.
He's heading to Montana Tech in the fall. He was your Class A defensive MVP. A lot of tackles. Hunter going to the sideline, but that's going to be out of bounds. No chance at a reception there. Two minutes, 18 seconds remaining in the ball game. East team needs points badly. 3rd and 8 in their own territory from the 41-yard line. They need to convert, move the chains, get in the end zone, and then somehow find a way to get the ball back.
I'm sure they've got double coverage on Bergen. You'd have to.
There it is.
He's one that can change a game.
False start.
A little.
5-yard penalty.
Certainly doesn't help.
2:18 to go.
Keep the donations coming, folks. 2 minutes, 18 seconds. 1-833-358-2182. The number on your screen, or go to mtshrinegame.org. You can donate online as well. We definitely want to get that number as high as we can get it before the final whistle of this ball game. All for the children at this Children's Hospital in Spokane. Hunter in the pocket. It collapses. Rushes forward. Gino Leonard in on the stop. That defensive front for the West team doing their job yet again.
Yeah, I just hats off to West from the second quarter on. Has basically really owned this game. So this is it. 4th down. 4th and 10. 150 to go.
Yeah,
and
ball
3
game
timeouts.
right here. 3 timeouts. They're not using one. They're going to let the clock run. Some miscommunication. They got Paul Brott coming out on offense now. Bergen hands it off to Hunter, who finds the big tight end. Or rather, that's Jackson Berkeley out of Billings Senior. 17, not 87. And the East continues to find ways to stay alive in this game. Minute 22 left. They move the chains again. Take a look again.
There are people at the basement are up to 24,500, and the phones are still ringing.
Keep our basement friends happy, folks.
They were sad for a while.
They were
and then
sad
when we
for
said
a
they were
little bit.
sad, people called in and made them happy.
Yeah. Don't let the phone bank people get sad. Give them a call. Keep that money coming. We want a big, big number by the end of this ball game.
Yeah, you never want basement people unhappy. And like a basement person who's unhappy, that's a bad deal.
No windows.
No windows.
Drab
no
walls.
air.
Probably just a TV.
Right. Maybe not even a TV.
They're just listening on the radio, I think.
Just one old black dial phone, probably.
Just sitting there waiting for it to pick up so they can talk to you. Make them happy, folks. Give them a call or go online if you have access to computer. mtshrinegame.org. mtshrinegame.org. Keep those donations coming, please. 1st and 10 with a minute 22 left. East needs to make something happen. Carson Hunter overthrows Berkeley again after the first down connection. Clock stops, though, so it'll be 2nd and 10 for the East team.
Berkeley's not a short guy either. He's 6'5".
Yeah, he's going to be playing basketball at the University of Montana Western next year.
You know how good you have to be to play college basketball at any level?
It's tough. We got three of them in this ball game. Of course, Coulter Bales, Levi Torgerson going to play basketball at Montana Tech. Got a flag, false start, looks like.
False start.
Offense, number 34.
118.
He plays second down.
That's my MVP. Defensive MVP. Belkamp probably that pick six changed the game.
So we're having some discussions up here. We have to determine players of the game by the end of this contest, and I tell you what, there's been some performances all over the place.
Whoa!
Oh boy! Oh boy!
You want to talk about an outside player?
Boy.
I've called his name all night long.
There he is, Soren Severud.
Severud.
Wow.
Grizz Nation, get ready.
I mean, I feel like all these players are trying to lock up defensive MVP at this point. It's been such a masterful performance from that secondary and the linebacking core. But Severud just grabs on, drives back, and holds on to one of the more dangerous guys in the entire state. The West team is celebrating. Their whole team comes out to the huddle. They can taste victory at that point.
I'd almost give our call people MVP too, wouldn't you?
I think so. I think so.
They might.
Okay. We are going to name our MVP of the ballgame, our overall MVP. We're going to hand out a number of different awards, defensive and offensive, for both the West and the East. But our overall MVP, you see it on your screen, and how could it not be? Jake Olson, with what he did to turn this game around for the West team in that second quarter. Final gasp for the East team. Third and long, can't get it, under a minute now, and this one's basically in the books, barring something miraculous. And the West team on the sideline, they're fired up. They can feel it.
They are
and the
fired
crowd
up.
behind them is feeling it as well. What an atmosphere out here tonight.
Wow.
And what a ball game. An interesting, unpredictable.
It really was.
Wild ball game.
You know, a lot of all-star games when they only get to practice a week in 98 to 100-degree temps, you can't expect much. But you know, that's just the beauty of this game. It's grown, right? And it's about space and athletes, and these coaches know how to put their athletes in space, and it's just an awesome game to watch.
Yeah. Absolutely. You know, there's been some hiccups on both sides, some miscommunications and stuff, but you know, just the performances and what some of these players have done through 60 minutes of football. Got to tip your hats to them and everyone involved in this entire
and the
organization,
coaches
this
too.
game.
You know,
coaches as well.
Coaches
they leave their families at home.
time.
They get it to Bergen. It's their last gasp, and he is going to be brought down. That'll bring up 4th and long with under 40 seconds left.
No timeouts left.
No timeouts.
Oh, maybe my mistake.
Okay, they called one. They have 2 left, it looks like, to the East team. So,
you know, our people in the basement just said, please, broadcasters, please let the viewers know how much we appreciate their donations. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I think it's been absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, I think that goes stadium-wide here. Just statewide. You know, everyone's been calling in from all over the place. This is one of the few events that brings the entire state together. It's something positive that everyone can get behind.
Yeah,
you know, it's been a tough year for everybody.
I've watched a lot of Shrine games and coached in one of them, and I'm just so impressed with the how hard these athletes play. I mean, they did not leave anything on the field. They wanted to play, and they came to play. And our viewers got a great game.
I think so. Yeah, what a way to come back after a lost year. No Shrine game last year. It would have been the 75th this year, but it is the 74th, and that's all she wrote. Yeah, great minds. Jinx, holy cow. West team comes on the field to celebrate. I think they're still going to have to take a snap. But the West team is going to hold on to a well-earned, hard-fought 21-12 win in your 74th Montana East-West Shrine game.
Just went over 25,000.
We just got over 25,000, folks. Man, this is just what a night. $25,000 raised. Incredible all-star football in front of us on the field here at Dallas Stadium in Billings, Montana. Magic in the Magic City.
This is the first thing we said tonight. Magic City.
That's what we're going to end with. Victory formation.
Do you think Montana people like football?
A little bit.
You think
a
that,
little
Tom?
bit.
I don't know.
You know, and the donations don't stop once this game is over as well. You can continue to call. All right, I hope we got a shot of that. We do a wide shot. That's Coach Dane Oliver. A well-deserved Gatorade bath.
How about if you're a Sentinel player in this game, you won a state championship on this field, then you won the Shrine game.
Yeah, 6
Do you think they like Billings?
Get a chance. I think so. I think so. All right, we're going to take a quick break. That's your final score. The West team wins the 74th Montana East-West Shrine game 21-12. We'll be right back. Okay. And we're back. Just wrapped up the 74th Montana East-West Shrine game. The West team celebrating on the field after a 21-12 win. You can hear them chanting. You can see the helmets in the air. And we're going to go to the Man Mortgage plays of the quarter for the final quarter of a fantastic football game. It's those defensive plays.
Yeah, I think the West came out just really outplayed East in the second, third, and fourth quarter.
I think the celebration might be the play of the game.
Yeah, it might be.
You see another tackle with the East there. Jace Kluswich, that was that spin move, all right?
Oh, that would have changed the game right there.
Absolutely would have. There's that giant punt, went 65 yards. Ties a Shrine game record down at the 1-yard line. Not an old record. 2019, but remember, this game's been going on for 74 years. And then that huge stop from Soren Severud, which he made a case for defensive MVP. We're going to name who we think. Okay, we're going to be back to wrap up from Dallas Stadium here. There's a look at Dane Oliver addressing his team. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back after a fantastic Montana East-West Shrine game. We're going to rattle off who we determined and who the booth up here determined to be the offensive and defensive MVP. So we mentioned Jake Olson, the overall MVP. Coulter Janicaro, I'm getting those Janicaro boys mixed up. Your West offensive MVP, Toby Veldkamp. Defensive MVP after that monstrous pick six on the East side. Paul Brott is your defensive MVP. And then who do we have? Jamin Medlock. That's right. He's your East offensive MVP after a pretty excellent performance. And Greg, just what a incredible atmosphere. Just a wonderful night here and a fun game to watch.
Oh, it was great. And, you know, the takeaways, number one, is these kids played so hard. And secondly, they set a record for donations for this year. And so it feels good to see Montana football with families together. It's just a great state, right?
Yeah.
It's just a great state, and we love our sports. And hats off to the Shrine, hats off to the parents and the coaches, and what a great night.
Oh, 100%. You know, the West team on the scoreboard says 21-12. They're the winners, but personally, I think everyone won tonight. The kids, the Shriners, the Children's Hospital in Spokane, and that is all the time we have for you tonight. Thank you, Montana, for joining us for the 74th East-West Shrine game. I'm Tom Wiley. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, everyone in the booth. Good night, everybody.